Select come get here. Okay. Mazi. Okay.
Continue. Just
go ahead. Go ahead. We hear you now. There were because we go talk this thing today. Which one on I prefer? Which one on I like? On I like them for a mixture English. With it.
Mazi, for me, I'm not them. All of the above.
Can be done on Jim. Mazi, Grace and Mazi Azubike. They won. Actually, Ganjema. And we dey talk about religion every day. We dey talk about religion. The leadership don't come enter, look inside them, and come give us the way where we go. And don't do Doraya Kanante, Makihe Basara religion. Before we go, we'll get to one thing where I go tell you and Briggs and Donald, one thing we wanna go do is get the thing where we dey talk. Onyekwe, Chiekwe. This thing go come up for the discussion we do today. Onyekwe, Chia, and that Chia, he come enter for religion. So the religion, as they can't discuss them, now the worship of super human power. And, which one be that? Our people, Ndembochi, they believe in the two ways they worship. And for Bible, when I charge Abraham, I say will pray to a prayer charge. Yeah, he can begin to go make sacrifice. Angela say with Amma, Ebukola. No to where he can't take and down. Mazi Jonas, now you will go ask first. After that, I go ask Mazi Donald. Iga otunwage, when they tell you make you take and go sacrifice, Jabi you go do them. You get 5 minutes to talk for that one.
I get how many minutes? Sorry.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay. Say na auruna ansim wero funwamu aja. Okay. Although specifically as a human being, and when we came when we are, but all depend on aja because aja de not even for example, koga na isolation or a swaja maybe for 10 years. Or which swaja or aja you can also because come Mexico so that non-Igbo speaking Biafrans they understand what we they talk. But nonetheless, sacrifice it depends on the type of sacrifice because there are different types of sacrifices.
Make a point them straight to you and make them straight. The sacrifice where they make in those days where they come from Bible, then they chop the people head.
Okay.
When the smoke begin to go heaven, it say God don't receive them. So go ahead.
Me personally, I cannot do it. To sacrifice my son or my daughter, my child, I cannot, honestly speaking. So that is the thing. So I don't know what you want me to continue. You say 5 minutes.
Yes, if you know fit take the 5 minutes, you go to Jonathan. I mean, you go to Azubike.
Okay. But that is a straightforward question. Yeah. I will not be able to sacrifice. I cannot.
Okay.
That is the thing. It depends. The recompense also, because there are many things on it. It depends on the recompense of the sacrifice. Maybe every case sacrifice in order to for your future generations, but it's very hard. Honestly speaking, very hard. So that is what I would answer on that question.
Okay, there we go. Mazi Azubike, that question goes to you.
Of Biafrans worldwide. I think that's a very hard question. It's a very, very hard question. However, my input would be like, all depends on not demand the sacrifice. You understand? In the case of Abraham knew that it was God that wanted the sacrifice, that needed the sacrifice. And of course, Abraham had walked with God over the years. So he has experience with God. And he knew that God can restore anything that's stolen or destroyed or killed or bastardized. So in that instance, he has a relationship with God. So when God eventually asked him to sacrifice his son, it was easy for him because he had so much faith in God. So for him it was no big deal. So in that instance, it was easy for him to say yes. In my own instance, if God Almighty, whom I serve, manifests himself to me and asks me to sacrifice my son, I will do it. But just like I said, it depends on demanding the sacrifice.
Somebody's stuff is it make noise. The reason why I asked you this question is say, where will they go? Everything where we they do today, now sacrifice we they make. And the thing where the sacrifice where we they make, now our lives we they take make up. So the thing where they have be say religion. Religion. Now the say if you look the meaning, it say na ipe of superhuman power of a god. And then the nebe my hand. And before we they go, I want our people, the reason why they ask this question be say, I want make you understand why we they here today. Because we they say church. Now the belief where you get, now your faith, the two way you carry for mind, now in the religious go. So for this one, we get 12 different religions. 12. Not be just Roman Catholic and Anglican faith on this and that. We get Buddhism, we get Christianity, we get Roman Catholic, confiscationism, and you name it, there are plenty. They get their own faith. Make I ask you, Jonathan, for all these beliefs, all these faiths, you get Islam too. Because when we finish this thing, where we they talk today, make everybody go look himself for mirror, see where we they go. Mazi Jonathan, you get the people where they foreign forest of Brazil. They never see God before. They never see Bible. Before and the Chabian Obodai, they make our own service. We they make our own God. We they make our own sacrifice. We they praise Chukwu Kikabiam. Now, I don't come them say get about 12 different beliefs, gods where people they serve. Mazi Jonathan, take as much time as you want when you are working on gas and okulagin on.
No, Mazi, you need to give me time, please, because I can talk more than 2 hours, please.
Okay.
You need to give us time, equal time, please. Give me time so that I channel is not once.
Okay.
Because you understand.
Okay.
I can talk 2 hours non-stop, please.
Okay, take 5 minutes.
Although 5 minutes is very little anyway, if you can make it 10 minutes, it will be.
I got Begachi. We're there 5 minutes. Because this
the
question why they ask you, they go around because I go from that answer you give me, then I go come ask you another question where concern the thing where you talked before. So just answer that one for 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Biafrans and lovers of freedom and listeners all over the world. Thank each and every one of you. As you know, I'm Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. So now, when we talk about religion, Mazi, for a point of correction on what you said, according to record, there are more than 10,000 different religions in this world. More than 10,000. That's right. You understand? So it's not true. So that is so you see, religion has been as old as man. You understand? So for people to understand, you cannot remove man from what you call, in Africa, before the advent of white man, we practice spirituality. It is not an organized religion. When you organize it, it becomes religion. And now religion, it could be used for conquests. That is the difference. Our ancestors has been in communion. Our ancestors has been communicating. When we talk about religion, remember, it is a language, English language as we speak, English language that named it religion. And we need to have equivalents. And the equivalent in Igbo language, the nearest equivalent is Okpukperechi. Because we didn't have religion before the advent of white men in our land. What we have is our traditions and cultures, which encompasses our spirituality. And that is why in Africa, before the advent of the white people, Africans never fought religious wars. Make your researches, please. We can fight, our people fought, when I mean our people, Africans, we fought tribal wars, which is normal. But we never fight religious wars. The coming of religious war in, let me say, in West Africa in the 17th century started in Mauritania by Islamic jihadism. It's the same Fulani. They started Islamic jihadism, that is the starting of religious wars to impose on others their belief system. Now, before that time, Africans will go to wars with each other, but we respect the people's culture, which encompasses their spirituality, which we call religion today. Even, the spirituality of my people, it is peculiar to the people. It makes them, it is their dignity. So they hide it even from others. They don't want others to even know, because it's a secret. When you study about the ecumenical warriors, you see that the main backbone that time, they say they belong to a secret society that time. Why they recorded it as a secret society? Because it's a white man that wrote part of those things. Why they call it secret society is they believe on something, they have something that the white people didn't know. So that is why they call it secret society. That was our spirituality. And that is why they were able to resist the white people. Even the huge technological arms. of the British. They were able to resist them for 31 good years. White man say they belong to a secret society, just like what they try to demonize it into calling it a secret society because they didn't know it. So for them it's secret, but for us it is our culture. It is part of our tradition. We do things. We pray to Chukwu. We pray to our God the way we're supposed to be according to our culture. White man now call it secret society. The same way they mentioned, during the time of transatlantic slavery, the white masters, they prohibited the slaves from practicing, gathering and practicing their own spirituality. Also, they call it voodoo that time. African spirituality, because they believe that with it people can be radicalized and they have extra power in order to rise up against the white masters. It happened in many places during that time according to history. So they banned it. You understand? Because they believe that when they call those spirits, the spirits will come, used to come and help them to fight. That is what the white people believe, because they didn't know it. That is why they called it secret society. So we have been engaged in what you call religion today, but I call it spirituality. Religion was used in order to enslave us, to conquer us. Foreign religion, the whole foreign religions, they are used in order for enslavement and for conquest, not for any other thing. I don't know whether my 5 minutes is over. I stop. You let me know, please.
Yeah, you get 1 minute left, but if that's fine.
Okay.
Finish it. You get 1 minute left.
Okay. So what am I trying to say? In this restoration efforts, we have to make sure that we sanitize our brains. Everything should be revealed unto us as a people. We have the right to know. Because that is how Mazi Nnamdi started. He started by revealing everything to us, because you cannot know the truth. I used to say it in my platform without hearing it. And hearing it is not enough. You hear it, you go and make researches in order to know it. Once you know the truth, now even Bible said it, now the truth shall set you free. Hearing the truth cannot set you free. You need to know it. And you cannot know it without making more researches, open-minded researches. That is the reality. Now when you block your mind and say no, it becomes one-sided. That truth might be falling like when you throw water on a stone, because you have chosen a path. So the restoration of Biafra is a revolution, and we go into all these things more in details. I think all these things are preamble. Let me stop here, Mazi.
Yeah, there were Mazi Jonathan.
Mazi Jonathan, I love your comments, the statements you made. They are really good. And religion is a terrible thing for me. To me, is a terrible thing. It's a thing that nobody should even venture to address. You stated categorically that there are over 12,000 types of religion, right? Which is correct. They are as complex as it is. That is why it is good for us not to dabble into that whole thing. With regards to Biafra, we always call upon the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? So, and we all know how Abraham worshipped God. He offered him sacrifices on altars, and also had faith in God. You see, that was why God called him his friend. So we should not mix things. There's something I also want to add to adjust to what Mazi Jonathan said. He said Africa never had religious wars. That's not true. The Fulani started the religious war. they started it long ago from Medina, and then they crossed into the sub-Saharan, and then overcame those northern Africans That is why they are predominantly Muslims today, and also they infiltrated Nigeria space, and then were able to dominate and conquer some of the people in the north, and then of course in the east where we are, I think they stopped. They could not overcome us. So there has been religious war all along, and you can imagine what religion can bring. The idea of religion. Somebody believes his system is superior to the other people. So that is why I don't want us to go into full details. Now, if you want to address those of us that practice one form of religion or the other, I think you're going to have a Herculean task, in the sense that for example, the fallout of what we are experiencing in IPB today is a testament to that fact. Even in Christianity, there are 1,001 denominations who disagree with themselves or amongst ourselves. You understand? So my advice is, who made people the arbiter of those who knows the right religion and the wrong religion? Who made you the arbiter of that? What is your yardstick to assume that position, to know the right way of worship and the other people don't know? Why do you castigate other people or other people's belief system? These are the areas we're having differences. So that is why I said from all along, please, Biafra restoration is primary. Every other thing is secondary. If you bring in religion into this matter, it is going to bring chaos. And it is going to bring chaos, because even if you have one denomination, you are under the same denomination with a particular person, your interpretation of the Bible or your comprehension of the Bible differs, and the application of the word also differs. So it is a complex thing. I don't want to be a religious crusader, anti-religious crusader, where I will stand somewhere and be dictating to people, oh, this is the right way, our forefathers did this, our grandfather did this, our grandfather did that. No, if anything is sustainable, then those practices should have been sustained in our society in the early centuries. By those religious or spiritualism practiced by our elders would have been sustained. It would have sustained itself if it was genuine. So that means somebody jumped the belief system and embraced another one. I don't even want to go into the impact of Christianity in our society. That's another topic for another day, but we can talk about it if you want to, sparingly, you see. So religion for me is too dangerous. It's very dangerous, and the easiest way to dislodge or dissolve or mesmerize or put into disarray any organization or any a group of people or whatsoever is by injecting religion. You see. So my question is this: why do you arrogate yourself to that level, that level of judge, that level of authority to know? So anything you have read in terms of religion is written by a man, and every man to his own interpretation and belief. You see, so you cannot impose what you read by your research on other people. This is you see, one of the problems I have, and one of the situations I challenge people is in the area of I've read this book, I've read that book. I don't want to jump into the only books that I have respect for is scientific books, because they are factual. Any other book written by any man out there in the name of I want to give you the history of this and history of that. Were you there in the 16th century to know what happened there? Who gave you that information?
Mazi,
let us slow down.
Mazi, Donald, with your time, you've taken more time than allotted to you. So we go back.
Oh, okay.
Anything you can always carry a bit. We go systematically. I know why I asked both of you that question, because before I asked you that question, I made mention about the Indians in Brazil. The Indians in Brazil. See, they've never seen church before. They don't know anything about anything. And when this was in the late 70s and early 80s, then Americans started going to the Brazilian forest to Christianize them. The question is this: faith. Faith. I want our people to know why we are holding this discussion. Faith, what you believe in.
Maybe it's a distraction, maybe.
Oh yeah.
We are not hearing you. I think somebody distracted your line, maybe. I think. Mazi Alozie, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Good.
So the Indians in Brazil, they have not been exposed to anybody except when the missionaries started invading there. The question I want to ask you is this, each of you, 5 minutes. Upon all the beliefs, upon all the religions, they have one thing in common: they believe in God. Now, are you going to tell me, I want each of you to handle this in a very professional manner. The Indians have their own. If their belief is different, are you telling me that they will not go to heaven if there is one? Or is it only the Roman Catholics, the Anglicans, and the predominant churches that will go to heaven? I want you to look at it on that side, because it will lead you to something else I'm going to ask you. So if these people that have not been exposed to Christianity, are you telling me that when they died, they did not go to their God? What do you think about that? Jonathan, 5 minutes.
Okay, Mazi, before I continue what you're saying, because it's a specific question, which I maybe might need more time anyway, but let me address some issues being raised by Mazi Donald. First of all, when I talked about, maybe he didn't listen to me attentively, I don't know. When I talked about Africans, we never fought religious wars. What I mean religious wars, our indigenous religion, because before Islam came to Africa, Africans were practicing our spirituality, as I said, which we call religion today. So the advent, the genesis of religious wars started by foreigners. That's it. I said it that the Fulanis brought Islamic jihadism, which is the start of religious wars in Africa. It started in 17th century. So before that time, we have been existing. We fought wars, yes, but what you can see, Benin Empire try to conquer the Aworis of the present-day Lagos, which we call today, but they never imposed their religion on them. Even their religion, Africans used to protect their religion. I'm calling it religion, but it is spirituality. But for people to understand what I'm saying, I'm calling it religion. Now, for example, the Benin Empire, they don't impose, even if they conquer the Aworis or the Iwis, they don't allow them to even go on their religion, to practice their religion. So they allow them to practice their own religion, because their religion is personal. It is their secret, it is their dignity. That is what I mean. But the Fulanis brought religious wars in our land. Fulani, they were strangers. They were strangers, even in West Africa. Islam is not African. It's from Arab. So Africans are not Arab. That's what I mean. You never hear maybe somebody from Dahomey. They conquer maybe the Tui of Ghana and impose their religion on them. That is what I mean. So that is number one. Number two, when you talk about arrogation of powers, we don't condemn any religion or attack any religion. As time goes on, there is a clip I will play so that we listen. Or from Mazi Nnamdi, just 2 minutes or less than. Now, when you talk about who arrogated, which book do you read? Is it not written by human being? If you have that mentality, which means you yourself, you cannot even be who you are today, because you are who you are by you practice whatever you practice by people telling you. You read. If you are saying saying what you are saying today, you cannot even follow Mazi Nnamdi, because many of the things also he said, he is, historical facts. These are factual. Now, Nigeria as a country is a creation and imposition of the British, which is mostly to their own benefits. I'm coming, please. Listen, imposition to indigenous people are never organic. What we are doing, what I am doing, my own focus, our own focus, is not to arrogate. No, not personal. I am not a judge, not a jury, but what we are preaching is for us going back to our values. That values that our ancestors had. Because when Arochukwu was there, the white man came to our land at the beginning, at the early time. They saw many things that we were doing, our ancestors were doing, performing things.
Jonathan, hold on, Mazi Jonathan. I asked you, see, the question I asked you will be leading you to what you're just answering now. Because I asked you, the Indians that never saw any religion, when they died, did they not go to their God? You see, I wanted to lead you to somewhere which you've already dived into it. So it will, it's something you have to go by the procedure, because if you see the way we are being told to pray this, go this way, go that way, then I'm asking you, all these Indians, all these people that don't believe in God, are you telling me that when they die, they'll go to hellfire? That's really what I'm asking you. So if you give me the answer, then I'll, Donald will reply, then I'll take you to something else. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me answer that in this way. First of all, when you talk about heaven or hellfire, it is still the same thing that Mazi Donald said. How do you know? They told you. You cannot tell me that even for example, the Amazonians in America and other people that didn't call maybe a religion, they don't believe in God. I don't believe that. They believe, but in their own way. That is the thing. They believe in their own way. So when you ask of heaven, if they die, are they going to heaven or hell? First of all, in their own way, do they have heaven or hell? That is what you should ask. That is what, because for example, the Hindus, they don't believe in heaven or hell. They believe in reincarnation, cycle of life. When you go, you come. If you do something good, you can come back and become a rich person. If you do something bad, if you're a horrible person, you can die and come back as a monkey. That is why in India they don't kill. You see monkeys and cows, they move along on the streets, because they were past human beings according to their religion. So you are asking this question based on what we are meant to believe. You understand me? Of which, first of all, is how do you determine that there is something like that? That is the reality, because our ancestors, we never, even in our own belief system, our own traditional belief, we believe in reincarnation, going and coming back. And we believe in working hard, making things happen, doing things. That is our value. That is what I'm saying. We go back. It's not that we are preaching, this is right. The religion brought by Islam, by Arabs, Islam, is good for them. It is their value in their own country, in their own nations. The Christianity is good for them in their own way, in their own nations. But why should we be fighting with this under this foreign religion? Like Dr. Donald said, you have different denominations of all these religions in our land, and they are fighting each other. They don't marry this one, don't marry this one. This one don't marry this one. Why is it we are seeing all these things that is scattering our land? But in you see somebody calling his own brother an unbeliever, a defeater. You are own brother. Why? Because of what they brought you to believe. Now you start fighting against your brother, even if it is not physical fighting, but you don't take him as a full-fledged brother again. Now you take Archbishop of Canterbury as your brother more than your own blood brother. Is it not the same way the Fulanis conquered the Hausas? Ottoman Dan Fodio entered into Hausa land. It's a jihad. He entered into Hausa land and started preaching hatred among brothers. Had it been the Hausa people stood their ground and retained their own self, their religion, they wouldn't have been conquered. And when Mazi Donald also talked about if the sustainability of our religion, that if our ancient belief is sustainable, we wouldn't have been conquered. That is very wrong, way of thinking. Because other religion,
why will you say it's wrong way of thinking? You see, you shouldn't say that's the wrong way of thinking. Let's not judge. It is from this discussion we make conclusions. Go ahead. You have you have about a minute and a half left. You've taken 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, why I asserted that maybe it needs to be corrected. Let me put it like that. Do you know why? Because people are corrected. People are conquered. Even the Israelis you are calling today, when was Israel found? The new Israel became a country. It was 1948. Their religion, everything, their land, they were conquered completely, more than 2,000 years. So anybody can be conquered. Any people could be conquered. The problem, what matters is the way you sustain your values. The Jews today, the Jews of Israel today, they sustain their values right for many thousands of years. They were persecuted. They were killed. They were slaughtered. Their properties burnt in Europe. But you cannot, judge. That if our religious belief or our spirituality could save us, it could have been sustained. No, that is what we are resuscitating, because we see that this thing they bring to us as a foreign religion, it is not doing us any good as a people. I'm not talking about individual goodness, no, because you might be having fun as an individual, you might benefit as an individual, but we judge with our collectivity. After all, Nigeria, some Biafrans are getting from individually benefiting from Nigeria. But why are we now agitating to restore our country? Because we want something that is good for us, all of us. So that is where I'm going. Mazi, I don't know, you interrupted.
Yeah, your time is up. You got 11 minutes.
Okay, go.
Yeah. Mazi Jonathan, go ahead.
Jonathan, Mazi, let me say this real quick. I drew something from what Mazi Jonathan said initially. He said the Africans were at peace until the Fulanis came and everything, that we had indigenous religion or belief system or spirituality that we followed, and there was peace and tranquility. Now, you can equally agree with me that the invasion or the invasion of North Africa by the Arabs using religion caused a rift or created a rift which is ongoing today. So that proves my point that anytime you inject religion in whatever you're doing, you are looking for trouble, because religion is a thing that everybody should run away from. That's a part. Now, in the question of the Muslim the Hindus or the Indians that didn't believe in God go to hell or hellfire. This is where I will introduce my own belief system. I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Word of God. So now, if most of our people don't believe in the Word of God, and they claim that the Bible is a white man religion and everything, yet they believe in Abraham. They mention the name of Abraham, okay? And then on the other hand, he said, all the white religion, all the white man book, white man religion. No, there are historical facts, physical historical facts that exist in Israel today, which attest to the fact that Jesus was here. God is alive. Jesus is real. So, and which the Bible commented on spoke about. You see, there is no denying that. So it's like we are trying to embrace certain aspects of Christianity and then push away some aspect of it. No. Now, if you claim that you are a Biafran and you believe in Omenala, you want to go back to the ways of your forefathers and everything, which is good for you. But mind you, everybody stemmed from Abraham. Everybody stemmed or came from Abraham. So now, if you say white man religion and Abraham is in the Bible, aren't you contradicting yourself? Aren't you trying to create havoc or rift amongst us? You see, so that I've always said this. Please, I don't like bring religious topic into our midst. Let everybody believe in what they believe in. And then I want to say this. Nobody have any right to be a judge over another man's belief system and claiming that your own is right, what you think is right. No, you do not have that right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot impose his will. Just as Mazi Jonathan said that he has something to play about Mazi and what our leader said. I equally have voice note of our leader to play. He clearly stated it that anybody and everybody is free to worship wherever they choose to worship. Freedom of worship. But the moment you begin to criticize, condemn, I'm not saying nobody should criticize people, servants or the carrier of their messages or their pastors or their teachers or their rabbis or anything. I'm not saying that. You can. I'm one of the people that criticizes Christian being leaders and all that because of their laxity and their looseness and their docility. They sit by and watch these people, these infidels, kill our people all over the place, and they can't say anything. What kind of Christians are they? What kind of do they even know the Bible? You see, so I am one of those people that criticize those so-called men of God. I don't have any single respect for them. Okay, so we can restrict or contain or control or direct our anger in that fashion. But to bring in religion, I will not allow you to insult a man that is practicing Hindu. Neither will I allow you to insult a man that is practicing Judaism or Islam. I will not, because you don't want to know the people I associate with, even in my college or in my place of business. Diverse people with diverse religious beliefs. So we have to embrace everybody. Now, let me come to the question of heaven or hell. Much as I believe in the Bible, which states, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So that is a categorical statement, and it is unchangeable. The Bible says the word of God remaineth forever. It will never go away. You see, so that is a fact. Anybody that don't believe in Jesus Christ, well, God knows where He will put you, and I know where He will put you. I don't want to make mention of any place, but I believe in the Bible. I believe that the Bible is the word of God, and I believe that white man did not write Bible. At the end of the day, if you want to check into historical facts and beliefs, white man did not write the Bible. Okay, so let us not arm ourselves with falsehood and run around our family, IPOB family, with falsehood and accusing and claiming and trying, like somebody said, I got Azu. You know, and that means you have started, you want to fight a war. You have left the Muslims, the Fulanis, that are out there to take your father's and your grandfather's land and my own grandfather's land. You have abandoned that. You have abandoned those that are out there to kill your brother, your father, and maim your sister, and rape your mother and aunts and cousins, female cousins and all that. And then you want to face me because I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the word of God, and in which you call white man religion. That is dangerous. That is lethal. It's poisonous. see, why don't you let me believe in what I believe in, and you believe in what you believe in? Let's see. I will not even categorically say, oh, those Indians, they are going to hell, because I can't judge them, but I only say things based on the word of God, which says, Jesus said, declared, I am the way, the truth, and life. No one comes to the Father except through me. You see, so we are in IPOB to restore Biafra. All of a sudden, people came up, even to the extent some people use the word F Jesus. Fuck Jesus. So and then this man one man
You are telling the story you are telling someday. Please.
Yeah, so one day, you say you love me. We came together because we have kindred spirit, we have one mind, one goal. Our one goal and one purpose is to restore Biafra. Why then do you allow religion to creep in? And then only have addressed this in the past though. I remember clearly when somebody challenged him, said this. Okay, fine. And only had also declared that Biafrans, we will not worship idol. I posted it on my page. We are not going to worship idols. So now, that is a categorical statement. Now, how is he going to enforce that? I don't know. But I don't worship idol. Okay, so let us not dig into religious matters. I don't have the ability to send anybody to hell or heaven. Only God does. And also, I can also make this comment. People have had experiences of hell and heaven. People that died temporarily and came back to earth, they gave testimonies. Those things are all over the place. If you like, pay attention. If you don't like, don't pay attention. But those are categorical facts that there is hell and there is heaven. Okay, which the Bible also identifies that there is hell and there is heaven. He used the poor man Lazarus and the rich man, analogy to declare that. Okay, so I don't have the ability or power to accord somebody hell or heaven. The only thing I can say is that Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. No one comes to the Father except through him. And for me, not just for me, I believe that the Bible is the word of God. I believe that the Bible is not a white man's Jesus, white man religion. It's not. It is God's word. In verbatim, in total, there is no denying of it. Everything speaks about God. Everything you see, the trees, the mountains, the shrubs, the green shrubs, the waterways, the oceans, look at the expanse of space. Everything attests to the fact that there is God. And the Bible says only a fool will say in his heart that there is no God. Okay, so I'm a believer of Christ. My only cry, my only outcry, my only war, my only fight is to say stop religious attacks. Of course, Mazi you said there is no religious attacks, and that's not true. There are religious attacks within IPB, and which caused some ripples. And I don't. Why would I want to fight my own brother and sister? Why would I want to hate my brother and sister? Religion? Okay. If religion is the problem, then let's drop the religious matter or religious topic.
Yeah, your time is up.
See, so that's what I can say so far.
Okay. Now, that's the foundation we just laid. Now I will go to this one. Both of you have expressed your religious belief, what you think is right and what you think is wrong. We are here in Biafra, and we are here in diaspora, and we are everywhere, being scattered. When I started, I said, Onyekwe Chiekwe. This line of question goes to both of you as to what we are going to do to survive as Biafrans. Both of you have references made by our leader Nnamdi Kanu. This is not a religious war amongst Biafrans. It is our perception. Onyekwe Chiekwe. The people killing us are killing us in the name of religion. The denomination we have are the same people supporting the people killing us. And you have those that are catering for us religiously. not helping us survive, how can you correlate the activities of these priests, knowing that religion is part and parcel of the belief system of Ndibo? And not only that, all of you know that there are different beliefs in Igbo land before the white men came. Can two of you tell me what we are going to do? Because we are not going to fight this war. We are not going to save ourselves with religious confusion. Mazi Jonathan, is there any a sort of pathway you can carve out where Biafrans, regardless of your belief, whether you're a Roman Catholic, whether you're Latter-day Saints, whether you're Faith Tabernacle or what, can you say this is what we are going to do so that we can be focused? Because right now, due to certain statements and counter statements, now we have seen what religion is doing to us. What is your opinion as to what we have to do to move forward from here? Mazi Jonathan. Mazi Jonathan.
I think something happened to his line. I think he checked out. Something happened to his. Hello? In another room?
Yeah, Mazi Jonathan.
I think something happened to his line. I'll call to go. And he may rejoin the conversation.
Okay.
He rejoined the conversation.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and answer the question. I can answer the question while he prepares himself. The question is what are we going to do?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you hear the question I asked?
Yeah, please repeat. Yeah, just okay, let me move forward. I hope you guys are hearing me.
If you didn't hear the question,
yes,
I'll rephrase it. Did you hear what I asked?
Yeah, I asked, but not all. I know the later.
Okay.
I didn't hear the latter.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So entering into your question, like as you said on Yenachia. Before I do that, let me also go back to what Mazi Donald said. That talking about religion in Biafra restoration, that it will bring war.
No, Mazi, Jonathan. Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
No. Look, we don't have all day. Let me rephrase it so that we will focus, because what I asked you. This question I asked is directly coming from what the answers both of you gave. I said that we believe we have our own belief system, and that belief system have led us to say Biafra, Chuku Okika Biama, Ainefe. Anything we do, we call Chuku Okika Biama. And now the pastors, the churches, all those people that are supposed to protect us are not protecting us religiously. Therefore, being that this has taken part of our focus away from what we're supposed to do, and having laid the foundation as to what religion has brought into our struggle, what do we do? Where do we go from here? That's it's not whether I'm going to say this or say where do we go from here?
Okay, Mazi Nnamdi laid a foundation, a very big foundation. That is why Mazi Nnamdi said Biafra is our religion. You understand? So that is our priority, first religion. When you make something your religion as Biafra, you don't have to be, forced by any other religion, because all others become secondary. That is number one thing, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid this foundation. As I said, please, can you, I know it is not going to be loud, just few seconds. Can you listen to this, please? Let me. So what this man is a color. Maybe people didn't hear correctly. Exactly the same thing we are treating today. That bringing religious issue into our struggle is going to scatter everything. Are you fighting? He asked our leader. He said, "Are you fighting Christianity in our land? Are you fighting Christianity?" That is a simple question he asked our leader. He said, "If you continue this way, you are going to be." That is, the people will run away from you. That is what it means. This Biafra you are talking, talk about Biafra, remove anything about Christianity, otherwise people will see it as you are fighting a religion. You understand? So, but Martin, I want to bring just 2 seconds, 3 seconds, what the beginning of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered him, please. The beginning of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered him, he replied to him, this, please do not be offended. I will bring it to you so that we treat, because all these things have been treated before. Please, just 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay, listen. Do you hear him? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he's not fighting Christianity, he's not fighting religion, but we are fighting the ignorance of our people, of black race, because there is no need restoring a country whereby religious bigots, whereby idiots, that is the, paraphrasing our leader, he called it, he said, whereby idiots will be there using religious sentiment, and the country will not be developed. So what is the, he said, what is the, if it is like that, what is the essence of fighting for Biafra? Because we have to indulge in religion and now give our people options, make our people know, give our people, knowledge, so that they will research and know which one, what is, we are not, castigating anybody. You have not seen me, you can quote another person, but I want you to quote me in my programs. That is what I'm saying. So when you talk about this religion bringing problem, it has been right from time immemorial. This has been the argument of some people. It is not, because what we are doing is a revolution. It is not ordinary fighting for independence. After all, Nigeria fought for independence. It wasn't a revolution. Why is American independence was termed, or is still termed, a revolution? Why? Because they changed from the status quo. Because Americans, though they were colonized, they colonized, but they wanted to be independent, not according to the system before. in European motherland. They experimented on something different from their head. America is an experimental country. Because that time in Europe, there were monarchs, feudal systems, but America said, no, we have to do away with all this. That is a revolution. So, our fight for Biafra, it is a revolution. It is not only flag independence. What I mean by revolution is this. We have to sanitize our people's head so that they will understand. They will understand and be able to make choices. Because we have been, we have been there in the status quo for so long. Now, my brother, I want to ask listeners, this religion that is in our land today, before you cannot, I posted sometime in my timeline, how under our ancient values, how if a man grows up to an age grade as a man, now his age grade will gather and build a house for him, of which he will also be doing that to others. That is collectivity. Today, no more that. Why? Because one person belongs to one church, the other one belongs to another church. Now, this one is an unbeliever, the other person is this, the other person is that. They take all our problems. Listen, all our problems, whenever you go to any church, your problem is your village people. When we talk about freedom of worship, look, the people that came and conquered us, killed our people. Listen, for your information, Christianity came into Igbo land in 1857, 182 years ago. 1841, 1857. You understand? 182 years back. Before that time, we have been living. How can you tell me that people that came, they killed us in order to Christianize us? Now you are telling me that, look, for us talking about going back to our root, you say no, it's no more religious tolerance. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't make sense. Because these people, this religion we are talking about today, we were killed in order to be imposed on this religion. That is the alma mater, the bedrock of it. Whether it's a historical fact. Pope John Paul went to travel to Canada last year. What did he go there to do? To apologize to the indigenous population there in Canada, the American Indians there, of what the atrocities committed by the Catholic Church. What were the atrocities? Were they not Christianized? What were the atrocities? Because they recognize that. Why shouldn't we think back and say, oh, these people committed atrocities in our land? King Leopold II killed more than 15 million Congolese in order to Christianize them. And all these things, we don't take them into context. We are talking about, when you talk about Christianity, you say, if you are bringing historical facts, they say you are attacking Christianity. That is what this guy asked Nnamdi directly, say you are attacking Christianity. Because Nnamdi said Christianity must go in or be relegated in our land so that common sense will come. And Nnamdi answered him what you had. That no, we are not attacking Christianity, we are attacking the idiocy of our people, because they have infused our people with this idiocy. Now everybody continues on his own personal miracle instead of the collectivity we have. That is our value, and that is the core value Biafra struggle is bringing into our life, something that we have forgotten because of this. Because they will tell you that no, your brother is that person far away. Now it's your brother, but that your blood brother is no more your brother because he didn't believe what you believe. Is that right? They came and scattered till today. They are cutting down our economic tree, saying that it is demon, that it is the cause of problem. Why? Because of this religion. They scatter our antiquities. They say no, it is demonic. Now it is not freedom of worship. People that are suffering all these things, they will cry and nobody will listen to them. People will applaud it and praise God. Now, but when we say no, this thing, it is our heritage. Because when you go to other places abroad, outside, you see the museums full of Igbo antiquities, full of Benin antiquities, full of Black African antiquities, and you pay in order to go there. That is our civilization, but they demonize everything. That is why I always ask, is it the right thing for you, for me, to take somebody in Rome as my brother, more than my own blood brother, Mazi Donald Azubike, as my brother. Is it reasonable? Is it not the same thing the Fulani use in conquering the houses? They tore them apart. Foreign religion is tearing us apart. That is the truth. It is tearing us apart, causing confusions in our villages. Everything, when you fail in your business, you go, they'll tell you that it is your village people. Because a man of God has said it. It is all these things is what I say, my goodness me, why can't we be united and go back to our roots? Our root is Onyagala one day. Our root is when you cry, other people, your brothers will come around without looking at, oh, this is from Kumuyi church, this is from this and that church. No, that should be relegated to the background. We are IPOB, one family. Religion should not, if we believe in this IPOB, let me tell you, then no religion should have any effect on you. It doesn't matter. You understand me? So when you are quoting people, Mazi, with all due respect, you quote other people, you quote me. I want you to be quoting me, what you have been hearing me say, not what others say. Because that is the bone of contention. Anybody have the right. I can go on Facebook now and start talking anything I want. You cannot control the person. But what we are talking about is here on Radio Biafra. That is the main thing, because that is where when people hear about it, they talk. Today also, when you make about the word somebody you use the same thing today. It's a story you are telling. The same way the person told a story. I say he used the phone on this, which is a story. As you said this thing now, there's no way I can stop you for, because you are telling a story. You are making a statement. So why should somebody take it personal? It's a question I am asking, please. The situation is this: why Nigeria remove history from our school is for people not to hear the truth, for people not to understand history, what happened to us. You understand? Now, in our own this restoration effort, which is a revolution, because if we are going to go in a restoration in a Biafra whereby do as you want, how do we make our laws? America today, they are founded on a Judeo-Christian ideology, but they bring up, if you can worship anything you want, but the bedrock, the bedrock of every country is on their belief system, their values. That is what we are trying to do, because if we don't do this thing now, it will be war when Biafra come, because even Igbo Muslims will come. If you want to do weekend on Sunday, they say no. This one say we are Muslims, the law here will be Friday, we have to make it Friday. So how do you ratify, harmonize the ideology? That is why Biafra is our core ideology. It is only when you talk about Biafra, our values, that we should be highly annoyed. I cannot start fighting for something they brought to me through conquest, through killing. Because if all these things, you go to look at, let me tell, for example, please, Mazi, if I still have some time, let me say this. It's a historical fact. I don't know whether I am still there. Yes, I am. You see. You don't have the time. You see. But go ahead. I'll give you 2 extra minutes. Go ahead. You see the Europeans that occupy Americas today. When I mean Americas, it's not only USA, from Canada to Argentina. They were Europeans. Yes. They exterminated almost all the indigenous people. These people, let me tell you, they were called the Huguenots in Europe. The Protestants being killed and exiled in European countries. Now they were exiled. Organizations were made for them for organized exile. Many of them went to Americas, USA, Canada, Colombia, Honduras, Argentina, all. And some also came to South Africa. Now, these are people that be Protestant. Yes, they protested against the teachings of Roman Catholic, which is the founder of Christianity, because whether we like it or not, Christianity was started by the Roman Catholic Church. The Council of Nicaea gave us the Bible we are using today. That is a historical fact. It's all these things, when we talk it, some people take offense and say, why should we talk about this? It's a historical fact. Now, these people, if they are really God-fearing, Why should they come to other people's land and start killing them, calling them savages? In South Africa, it was only in 1990 or 1994 that apartheid was removed. People fought for it. The indigenous people fought for it. Who imposed discrimination, open discrimination, apartheid? It is still the same religious people, the same people that are shouting hallelujah, that they were persecuted in Europe and they ran down to South Africa, to America. They started killing other people. Do you see what religion can do? It is all just a weapon of conquest and nothing more. When you talk about all these things, maybe heaven, hell, it is all these things they use, as a kind of to get people. Otherwise, why should you kill me in order to Christianize me? Why is the same thing the Fulanists are doing? Why should you kill me in order to Islamize me? So you love me, you want me to go to heaven, right? But you are killing me. It doesn't make any sense. What I want, I can say about Islam in Arab land is their religion. They use it to build their. After all, Saudi Arabia is one of the very.
Your time is up, Mazi.
What you say you are not a Muslim. No, it's a religious tolerance. But there are things you shouldn't do there. They will now remind you that look, remember we are Muslim community. The same thing to other places.
Your time is up, Mazi.
Okay, thank you. Let me stand by. Go on, please.
Mazi, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me also play. Many people quote Oyindu out of context sometimes. Hold on 1 second. Let me play Oyindu's voice note. And if you're hearing me well, let me indicate if you hear me well. Pay attention, please. I hope, did you all hear that?
It wasn't clear, but go ahead. We know.
Yes.
It's not.
It wasn't clear.
Yeah.
You want me to replay it because it's just a couple minutes.
Go ahead.
I had it. Can I explain also? You can.
Yes. So first of all, number one, Oyindu did not say that he want to eradicate Christianity. No, he didn't say that because he already made that statement. The guy man at church he didn't make that statement. That's a misconception or misinterpretation of Oyindu's words. Most of the times, most of our leaders in IPOB, some of our leaders in IPOB misinterpret and misconstrue the words of Oyindu. And again, there's also this saying Oyindu makes all the time. Biafra is our religion. Most of us don't understand this phrase. Biafra is our religion means that you surrender every religion you are carrying on your head and drop it on the floor and embrace Biafra and carry and lift up Biafra and place it on your head and carry it on your head. That is what that means. Okay? Except if Oyindu, based on what the submission of Mazi Jonathan is making today, except if Oyindu wants to make experiment with religion, I know he is a wise man. He will not make that experiment. You cannot experiment with IPOB with religion. That will be chaotic. You see, so I don't want to go there. So now, if you begin to castigate or use Christian fallouts as examples, What about the Umilaras? What about Ordinaras? What about the other people? So your focus is only on Christianity. That is wrong. But the fact of the matter is, why you are attacking your fellow brother of the belief system, or you will say you want to correct the person with my belief system, why is it not? Why don't you also attack Islam? You see, that's a logical question. Why don't you? Says F Jesus or fuck Jesus. That means if you say I should not take it personal, it's an insult on my emotions and it's an insult on my personality and as to all Christians at large. You cannot use derogatory words on somebody I believe in and you claim that you love me and you use derogatory words on the person that I believe in and you expect me not to take it personal. That is a wrong assumption. That means somebody must be living in another planet. I remember clearly when I made reference or I made a comparison of our ancestors to the F Jesus. I know that my brother Mazi got so furious. He became so upset. And then at the end, he hung the phone on me. You see, so that means he was not able to tolerate that I'm according to him, not the ancestors. But he's able to embrace somebody and was not able to correct somebody that said, fuck Jesus, in the program where he anchored. These are the disparities. That is one of the reasons why I keep saying, let us leave religion alone. No single individual. But if I can even ask you a rhetorical question. How are you going to execute the going back to our roots? Because for one, I will not partake of it. And millions of us cannot partake of it. Okay? So the people that burnt shrines and altars and whatever, they invited the Christians to burn their shrines. Nobody went into another man's compound with impunity and burned down their shrine and burned down their altars and their artifacts and went away with impunity. Nobody did that. Most of those burning were done by the invitation of the families involved. For example, my grandfather was an idol worshiper until the day he embraced Jesus Christ. He called the church members and the church elders and leaders and everybody to come and burn his own idols. I'm a typical example of that. You see, so the idol and the images in my father and my grandfather's compound were all burnt to ashes. You see, so let us not go into all this argument. You see, and again, let me also address this issue. They say, why can't agreement with anybody who came with the word of peace and religion and word of Christ killing any other person? You should also be mindful of the fact that there are many carriers of Christianity, many carriers of the Bible, who don't even know what is written in the Bible. You will be shocked. You will be so surprised that many people carry the Bible, they don't even know what is written in it. And even if they read it and they feel they understand it, they misapply it. They apply it in the wrong way. Why would somebody who is bringing the good news, which is the gospel of Jesus Christ, take it upon himself or herself to kill and subjugate and oppress somebody? That means that person did not read his Bible very well. He should not use the actions of that person to judge the rest Christians. That is wrong. Absolutely wrong. You see, so we have to be very mindful of how we categorize things and what we say. You see, I can even read, there is even, if you say religion is not bringing problem in IPOB and everything, I can easily read the message of one of two coordinators in IPOB. Two coordinators boasting of how he has sacked the Christians. They dare not pray in the name of Jesus in his listen. And I'm a member, and that person is a member of the same IPOB that I believe in. Somebody restricting another person from exercising his rights, religious rights. Tell me, are we living in Saudi Arabia now? Are we in Kuwait now or Yemen? Are we living in Yemen? That we have two coordinators in IPB, and they are members. Some of them are members of DOS. Firstly, that they will not allow Christians to pray in the name of Jesus as long as they are in that place. They even sack them. Some other person is shouting somewhere that Azum. The other person is effing Jesus. The other person is saying, the leaders did not say you should not preach on or speak on the deceit and lies of religion. Rather, you should condemn it. We should not condemn our comrades. All kinds of misinterpretations. You see, so my brother, calm down. And I will also tell some of your followers to calm down. Christians were not bad people. I did not propose to kill you. The people that brought Christianity or that religion to the people of old did whatever they did. But that is not the true Christianity. That is not, Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy, I will give you rest. We are trying to extend the gospel of Jesus Christ. Remember, Jesus was the very first person that made a political statement. He said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That was a political statement. That means there are two kingdoms. The kingdom of the devil and the kingdom of God. So politics exist everywhere, and we have been in that war till today, till tomorrow, until Jesus returns. Okay, so that is why I always want to encourage people: stay clear of religion. If I ask my brother Jonathan now, how are you going to execute going back to our roots, and what are you going to do? It is even laughable. Who are you going to convince? What is your methodology? How are you going to do that? By speaking? By saying all kinds of things? No, you will not accomplish that mission.
Your time is
that is it's not that I'm being negative. It's just that it's human nature to resist anything that they do not conform with. It is natural. Nobody can embrace anything that he don't want to embrace. That means you can, except you are in China, because they are authoritarian and totalitarian organization where they impose laws and everything on people. With the exception of that, nobody, even Jesus did not impose religion on anybody when he came. He said he only talked about his father's kingdom. And he even sometimes criticizes the Pharisees and the Sadducees. The Pharisees and the Sadducees are even, they read the scripture. While reading the scripture, they still criticize Jesus. They still did not believe that he is. Till tomorrow, a lot of Jews do not believe. They believe that Jesus is yet to come. They still believe that Jesus, the Messiah, is yet to come. Whereas the man has come and gone, and is coming back again. You see, so that is why, that is the complexity of espousing religion in an organization. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. It is not a thing anybody can just go out there and start broadcasting. I'm not saying you should not. I used to embrace of course I embrace everybody's religion. I will appreciate, I will tolerate you. I don't have any problem with you. But when you started reinventing it, misconstruing the words of our leader, misdirecting your words, and trying to like all the examples Mazi Jonathan made today, he used Christianity to make it. If I make examples of other Omenala or the roots or the culture, you will get offended. You see, so that is why I said let us restrict our criticism to certain people who are practicing the religion. Exactly. That buttresses my point. We have men of God, so-called bishops, so-called general overseers, misinterpreting the Bible and applying the Bible differently today. I'm one of their critics. I know them. I can call them by name.
You have expended most of your time. The time is up.
Oh, just now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You've been up. You now 12 minutes. You're going to 13 minutes. So.
Oh wow.
Yep. Okay.
I'm not alone when I look like that.
Yep. I timed all of you. So that's that. Let me say this. I asked a question. Religion, we have discussed it. We laid the foundation. Now what I'm asking, for all those Biafrans, we Biafrans that are listening, we Biafrans that have been dealing with this, how are we going to cut the path and go and fight for our liberation with religion aside? Now you know the in-depth of religious beliefs, our faith. Now you know how treacherous it is. Now you know what's involved in it. What are you advocating? What do you think we are going to do to move forward? Because both of you avoided it. You went back to the beliefs and non-beliefs. What are your own?
Yes, I really forgot. Sorry.
Okay, so let's get to that. Mazi, Jonathan, go ahead.
What you said, Mazi Nnamdi have said it time without number. There is no way you can talk about Biafra without talking about religion. It is intertwined because we are spiritual people. The Europeans, they understand this. We are spiritual people. So, if you are telling me that how are we going to achieve going back to our roots? We are a good people. That is why we welcome the Europeans in the first place, because they came into our land. We never went to their land. So the simple thing is, people are going back to our roots. People think that it is something okay. Go and start, as you call it, Alozie, because all these things we are misinterpreted. This first love we have before the Europeans came to our land and scattered us. That is what Chinua Achebe wrote. He said the center things fell apart and the center could no longer hold. What the Europeans smartly did is this. They came to our land, they saw that we are very good people that love ourselves. When something, people were, leaving their homes open, without doors, without locking their doors, and nothing happens. If there is anything, for example, any thefts in a village, they will gather the whole villagers and announce who did this, who stole something is missing, who stole it. If anybody say no, now they gather people and say, okay, because we are one people with the common value system. Now they say, okay, let us go to our shrine, our temple. All these are English. People call it shrine. As a derogatory name, but it's a temple. It's an altar. It's something. All are the same thing. It's just like when you call village and countryside. Village it looks so old and tattered, but countryside looks sexy. It's the same thing. Shrine, altar, all these are the same. So people will gather. People will gather and say, "Oh yes, swear." The truth will come out. If the whole people swear and nothing happened, now that is our value. So that there will be no stealing, there will be no theft, there will be no bad thing. But the smart thing the Europeans did is this: those criminals in our land that we are sent on exile, or that that's supposed to pay for their crime in our own way, in our usual way. The Europeans, the missionaries gathered them because they are disgruntled. They know that they are disgruntled. Samuel Ajay Crowther that played a very big role in Christianization of both Igbo land and every other part of Nigeria. He was disgruntled. That is why he was used. These are historical facts. It's not something made up. That is why he came back and be used by the Europeans in order to Christianize people. And the intention of the Europeans is to have access to our resources so that they can be able to control us. If you want to fight back, they will refer you to where they say, no, slaves obey your masters. You don't have to react. If they slap you here, turn to the other side so that heaven will be your reward. All these type of teachings is teachings that makes our people will become weak. We cannot hold the government responsible. So, coming back, achieving, Mazi asked, how are we going to achieve going back our route? It is as if we are asking, how are we going to achieve Biafra? Because when Mazi Nnamdi was preaching, started earlier, people were laughing at him. They twisted his message. They say a call for Biafra is a call for war. Have you forgotten? It was hammering everywhere, ricocheting, echoing everywhere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants to bring war in our land. He wants to bring war. But it is not true. Today, people are now realizing that it is self-determination. So, that is Akoro Egero, that is information. He started by giving information to whom it may concern. You will go and make researches and find out. Because all these things, they removed history from our curriculum. So that we will forget the evil that has been committed against us, and we continue, we move on. Moving on to where? So, going back our root is just like achieving Biafra. It is not by cohesion. And I want Mazi, please, let us stop using this word attacking. We are never attacking any religion. We have the right to, go and make historical researches. It is everybody's right to information. If maybe bringing history into this Biafra restoration, if it is not palatable, which means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bringing history of Nigeria in what we are doing, it is also not palatable, because that is the reason why they remove history from the curriculum, so that people will be blind, moving on blindly. Without knowing your past, you can never know where you are going. That is the reality. So, my brother, when you come to, you say some sections of Christianity or that did this and that. No, I don't agree. Let me, for your information, the history of slave trading, transatlantic slave trading, after the Arab trans-Saharan slave trading, it was sanctioned by Pope Nicholas II. He wrote a papal bull. It's in Latin. It's in the internet today. The papal bull of Pope Nicholas II in 1455. In that time, the whole of Europe bowed down to Pope. He crowns the whole European kings. That is the reality. He gave a papal bull sanctioning that, look, you have the right as Christians in order to go and conquer every other people. You cannot tell me that people through which you now read this Bible, quote what you are quoting, you say that they are wrong. I cannot agree with you, because without them we cannot be talking even about Christianity. I have the experience, I have part of it. You understand? We are not talking from outside that point of view. So when you are talking about, no, this thing was brought by some few people that they are not engaging in no. It is those people that brought what everybody is saying, worshiping or believing today. They are the belief makers. They are the people that created many things we are believing today. And what I'm saying, look, the solution, as Mazi Alozie asked, I have said it and I continue saying it. Yes, Christianity has not gone so long in our land. It's only 182 years. But the way things are going, we see sometimes. My father is still alive. I used to ask him, Papa, this religion, my father is not religious anyway. He's a good man. He's still alive. What is the benefit? I used to ask. Churches soon can come in our own community. But everywhere. Then what is the need? You take stock. It's not about the individual aggrandizement or individual experience. Because if we are talking about individual experience, we wouldn't be good. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not needy. He's not a poor person. You could remember Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before starting IPOB, before going into IPOB, he was even protesting for Nigeria in the streets of London. But when his eyes opened that this road nowhere, they have to come back. Remember. So, all these things is because of exposition, researches, in order to know who we are and how we can go back to that our brotherly love. Rightly, as Mazi Donald said, that look, religion is our religion. Biafra is our religion. He said it all, that every other religion should be relegated. Now, when you talk about, make reference to what somebody said, the story he made. Remember, Mazi Donald, that you have used a word on Jesus, talking a story, but you have used several times. It's the same way somebody talk a story, and now you get offended, but you are saying it, I counted, you have used it either 4 or 5 times as we are talking now, because you are making a statement. But it's not something bad. But when you have somebody, if for example you are listening from an outside and somebody is talking like you today, you will get offended, aren't you? So that is, sometimes we need to also understand the context of things. If somebody is making telling a story as you have told today, you say somebody said this to this. It's a story. You have used it. It came out from your mouth the same way it came out from somebody's mouth. Because if you are really, in tune with what, in order to avoid the mistake of that person, you shouldn't even use that word on what you believe, even if telling the story. So, but somebody used that same story to talk like you, and you became offended. Now you see you are here on Radio Biafra talking the same story, using the same F on what people believe. Now, how can you reconcile all these things? That is the thing. So we need to sometimes understand the context of things. It is not something that no person will never let us remove this word attacking Christianity. No. It is not only Christianity, we are attacking, people that are using our religion, our communal, in order to commit nonsense. Why? Because it is our own thing. Other people, it is their thing, no problem. It is good for them. But how is it good for us? We need to ask this question and continue taking stock. So, coming back in conclusion, if, for example, we gather around all Biafrans, the whole clergy, whether from apostolical, from Catholical, from any type of denomination, as long as you're a Christian, now they form Biafran Orthodox Christianity that should never have a foreign influence. The Europeans did it. Remember, once religious wars were fought in Europe, they nearly exterminated themselves in Europe. If you study history, it's reality. The Holy Roman Empire, which is the present-day Germany, headquartered in present-day Germany that time, they fought wars because they want to subjugate everybody to Pope, so that the King of England will be crowned by Pope. Pope will become the kingmaker. People now started asking questions. That was the rise of Protestantism by Martin Luther in Germany in 16th century. He started asking questions which led to wars upon wars, because people want to be religious independent. You will have the Russian Orthodox Church, which has no connection with Rome. You have Anglican Church, which has no connection with Rome. You have Greek Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox, all these things. Why can't we form our own and now call it Biafran Orthodox Christianity in our land, so that there will be peace and tranquility, so that we go back to who we are, so that we will not be calling our brothers his unbeliever. This my brother is unbeliever because he didn't believe what I believe, so that I will not be banned from marrying my sister from the same place because I come from another church. Why? Because there is direct foreign interference. Do you know how much they are sending to Rome from impoverished people in Africa, in Nigeria, in Biafra land? Do you know how much they are sending to Americas, in Pentecostal church, Assemblies of God, and all the rest? Although Pentecostalism became just of recently, it was started in 1901. Pentecostal, you are seeing, it came from Methodist Church. So it is not even. So what am I trying to say? If we can do what the Europeans did, they galvanize themselves. What I am always advocating is for us to be in a bunch, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been preaching. We are all Biafrans. There should be no this or that, or this one from this church, this one. I have seen people that say, oh, I cannot join IPOB. No, I'm from Jehovah's Witness. I cannot fight for the kingdom of this world. It is a reality, but they love what we are doing. So why can't we join together? If that is the case, now Christians will say, okay, we remove any form of foreign interference, because that is the foreign interference that is killing us. They will tell you, program you to hate your brother because he's not coming from the same church. They will tell you different things, demarcating the mindsets of our people. That is what we are fighting against. We are not attacking any religion. You understand? So that is where I stand.
Mazi Donald, go ahead.
Yes, the question is what I'm going to do to move forward, right? Now, first of all, let me address a couple things. The Europeans did not force us to kill twins back in the days. the Europeans did not introduce Osu in our community. The European did not inject the left-hand saga where all those traditions. I can go on and on. As a matter of fact, I know the exploits of the Europeans in our land. However, Europeans did more good than harm. They brought education. They brought healthcare system. Do you know how many people that died even in the advent of polio and all these diseases that ravaged the world back then in those dark days? You saw what the role they played. You see, so much as we want to cast against the Europeans, we should also be mindful that most of us, some of us that are talking to, live in their land, white man's land. Okay, if the white man's land, you are so bitter towards white man's land, white man, why don't you surrender your phones, your social media apparatus, stop flying airplanes, don't use, don't watch TV, don't use anything made or anything discovered by white man. You see, so what we're saying in effect is this: we should not bring religion into this matter. You can agree with me now that Jonathan did not answer that question fully. You see, so he's going back to why he must address the religion matter. You understand? So, and then his references is purely the Christians, where one pastor did this or one somebody did that, and he said we should not exonerate any those people. We should not commonize the activities of certain people in our community. We should do that. I will not pay the price of a man who killed a fellow human being under the name of religion or Christianity. I will not pay the price. Everybody should carry their cross. Secondly, let me also address this fact. It's an insult on my person to try to justify or to retain that I don't understand primary information and secondary information out of the source from the source. That's an insult. When somebody is narrating a statement, that is primary source narrative. Okay, and that is the word that came out of that person. Was you said I used the word F for Jesus or F Jesus or whatever. I'm paraphrasing what somebody said. There is what is called paraphrasing in English dictionary. It's there. So is that the reason why that was not addressed that day? That is not. The fact of the matter is, I just want respect for who I believe in, much as I have respect for who you believe in. You see, so if you say you want to establish a Biafra church, Orthodox church, then you think after establishing that, then peace will come. God even regretted making man. God said it in His Word, in the Bible, in the Holy Book. He regretted creating man. So you think you can cage man? Was he not out of heaven? Rebellions came out from out of heaven, where he presided, where he's king and Lord of all, sovereign God and everything. Under his auspices, there was rebellion. To the extent, 1/3 of angels in heaven were mobilized to overthrow God before they were all kicked out of heaven. You see, so that was why the Bible says there was war in heaven. You understand? So all I'm saying is this: let us not begin or at this stage. And I will tell you, much as we quote Onyendu don't know it all. He will not claim to know everything. That was why I asked if he is trying to experiment with religion. That will blow up in his face. I'm not a soothsayer, because that is a delicate case that anybody and everybody have to say. You cannot speak for 1 million people. 1 million people will speak of them for themselves. 1 million into 1 million places. You see, so religion, I don't want to do religion. You are free. I'm not dictating to you. You are free to attack. I call that attack. You don't coin that word. You don't coin it. You don't try to change it. It's an attack. When somebody tells you, "Naga that's an attack. That's an aggressive terminology. Okay? So, and then if you're not able to address that person, then I'm still watching and waiting. Okay? But I will not rest until we all have respect for one another and for what we believe in. You may have disdain for Christians. Fine. If you're saying it, then you should make it plain to us that you don't want us around. Then we can vacate IPOB for you. But by the idea of by this statement, I'm even letting the leadership know today that some people have made unguarded statements that Christians are awesome. Even after China came on the broadcast and said everybody should secede, avoid religious discussion and everything, because it invokes sentiments and emotions, and because it's a thing that you cannot play with. Okay, so but people still have it at the back of their mind that I got Christians also. So my point is this: let us not go into this thing. I will say it over and over again. Let us eschew these things. They are not healthy and helpful for us, especially at this critical stage of our existence as a nation. It is not a thing we should dabble into. If you want to address religion after Biafra restoration, I will not even say a word. I will watch you and see you display. I want to see you restore the sanity that Jesus was not able to restore in his time when he was alive, when he was on earth. Jesus was not able, even he came to his own village, they did not even recognize him. And that was why the Bible says he was not able to do many miracles because of the unbelief of his people. They did not even recognize him. So if Jesus Almighty God could not catch and was not able to overturn the influence of Romans in the Holy Land, who the hell are you that can enforce and create change to force certain people to adopt a certain approach to some form of religion, of your mindset, of your beliefs, of your beliefs? Who are you? That is why I said you do not have that. You do not have the authority. You don't have that capacity, and you cannot do it. So when you know you cannot accomplish it, it's a mission that can never be accomplished. Why go into it? Why? You see, so my brother, I love you. I love you. I do not want us to have this because of religion. Leave me to believe in what I believe in. Just as I leave you, I never criticize what you believe in. I've never opened my mouth to say, "Oh, you believe this thing. This is what you do." But you making references of Christianity. Fine, those are wrong things. That they have done. Certain people have done certain things. But I'm mindful of what I do based on the Word of God and the knowledge and understanding of the Word of God, which is the Bible that I've read. You see? So, and most of you people, some of you people that are even arguing the Bible, most of them they have not even read one chapter of the Bible. Why don't you take a dive into it and read and see what is written and practicalize it? And just leave it. You see, don't always criticize what you don't know. You see a book, you judge a book by its cover. You see the Bible in the white man religion, in the white Jesus. Do you know how many caricatures that have been made of Jesus Christ? Some people say they do some kind of, they think it's funny. It's not funny. Any man making mockery of God, that man, we know what happened to them in the Bible. So I don't want to even go there. You see, so I still maintain that religious matters should be removed from all of our platform because this is not the time for it. And I would never encourage anybody to bring it up after we have restored Biafra, because you are going to further, then you will throw everybody into chaos. That was why I asked, it was a rhetorical question my brothers I asked. I said, how are you going to implement going back to the internet? That was a rhetorical question. I didn't expect you to answer that question because I know it's not possible. There's nothing you can do. What can you do? What can only you do? Jesus could not do it. Not that he does not have the power. But he didn't come for the kingdom of the earth. He came for his father's kingdom above. Okay, so you want to tell me Jesus did not see what even the Pharisees. The Pharisees opened the Bible, the scriptures, and read it, and they even misapplied it. While he was even in their midst, they did not recognize him. You see, so why do you want to vent your anger based on people's stupidity, people that cannot interpret the Bible and apply it correctly? Why should I pay for those people? Why do you have to hate me for that? You see, so I don't want that. I just want us to. So moving forward, my only suggestion is cut every form of religious discussion in our platform, in all of our platforms. And if anybody's a member of IPUB, and you want progress, you don't want division, you want us to achieve our goal. Our primary goal is the restoration of Biafra. I've been singing like a song. If you don't want that, if you think attacking a Christian or somebody that believes in a white man Jesus is a better object, a better goal for you than the Fulani who came with their type of Islam and raping our children, our mothers, our sisters, our aunts, our female cousins and all that, and killing our father, taking our land. If you think they are not our enemy, that I am your enemy, then you have a problem. You have a problem. So, except you are on a mission to destroy IPUB. Just like they send all this Samonepa guy. You see, except I will encourage you to drop that religious conversation because it's not going to move us any further.
Mazi, your time is up. Let me say this, because when you look at what both of you are saying, is why we have this conversation today. All of you are quoting our leader. It's normal. If you want to justify what you're saying, you quote our leader. We are matured enough to take the good of what our leader said. The religion issue, this will be the last. I will even consider talking about it, because there are two things both of you brought up here, and I want our listeners to, I want all of you to listen to this. You go to altar in the church, you spray incense and do everything you want to do by the Reverend Father. It's justified because it's the church. And then when our forefathers do theirs, it's a sin. You cannot rectify it. I simply asked you a question. How do you get that done so that Biafra will move on? Most of you, two of you said your own way. You still stood your ground. And this is why Biafrans, with apology, we must hold on to our beliefs. If whatever your belief is, that was why I put that phrase there, to see that at the end of the day, that is what's going to happen. We are here talking about religion, and I brought up a lot of religious beliefs, and they say 1,000. There are more than the thousands you quoted. What I pointed out was the major ones, not the breakaways. Let me ask you this. At the end of the day, we are suffering because of the activities of Britain and Roman Catholic. They have never for one day condemned the Fulanis, the Islamists, killing Biafrans, the Christians. And we are holding on to our religious beliefs. And we are holding on to our tradition. And you still have our own people, the same people that believe in certain things. Why I am asking this, why is it that before, when you give an oath, our people give you an oath and you take it, if you're guilty, you die. And today, they give you the Bible, swear, and you still committing the same crime. Do you see no sort of fear when you say you will do this, you will do that? Religion. Why is it, if religion is that excellent, why are they not practicing what they preach? Because in Israel today, if you make any attempt to approach them with violence, they'll kill you. In the US, if you make any attempt to hurt anybody, they will bomb you up to hell, bomb you to stone ages. At the same time, these same people are watching the Fulanis kill us. Can you, both of you, can you reach to the bottom of your bag? Not asking me who is this or who is it, because both of you are putting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you say this person did that, you flog this. People shoot hot airs. That doesn't mean it's official. People shoot their hot airs. If we are fond of that, that is not official word. I just want you to, Donald, I just want you to know that. Why are we suffering from the woes brought to us by these foreign churches? Why are we going through these woes? Why can't we come to a conclusion and say, as of now, this is what Biafra is all about? Now I have pointed this question by bringing our tradition to the present religious beliefs. So Jonathan, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, Maz, just like you asked, there is this thing also I'll first of all address, because my brother here made a reference to them, that killing of twins, they stopped killing of twins, the Europeans, that they brought education. All these are something, just like if you believe all these things, which means you believe that Mongo Park discovered the source of Nigeria. That is what, because I personally, during my primary school days, I wrote it. Who discovered river in geography? It's Mongo Park. I'll clap. They pass me, they pass you. Because that is their education, my brother. All these things are things that, look, there is no perfect tradition in this world. Do you know that the Europeans, they were cannibals? Do you know that? They ate human beings. To the extent, people that came to Africa and they killed for fun in our land. They killed for fun. They use children and throw into these are they are people with, they are Christians. Yes, because that is a historical fact. When we talk about historical facts, my brother, let us. It's not personal. It's not attack. That is the word I want. Because when you say, for example, if somebody committed an offense, for example, okay, let me give you an example. Is it an insult to for example, what is Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, that if you are saying that, he did something with Monica Lewinsky, is it attacking him? Is it an insult? It is something that happened. It's a historical fact. So it's not an attack. It's not attacking. No, it's a historical fact. So what am I trying to say? We had our education, my brother. For thousands of years, we were able to make things, the pottery that we had discovered in Ibuku, that for thousands of years, many parts of Biafra land, in Udi, we built, our ancestors built pyramids. We had in GBD, our own way of writing. The same way Japan had their own way of writing, Chinese had their own way of writing today. What happened in our land is that they came to our land, now they stopped everything we are doing, our own civilization, they directed us into their own misconception. Are you telling me that Japan today, they are not Christians? They have their Shinto religion, that is exactly like our own Edron Nani, our own, ancestral honoring. They have shrines, temples all over. everywhere in Japan. So, but they are one of the most advanced countries in this world. They develop in their way. You can see a Japanese, a Chinese, you don't even know how to speak English. They don't, it's just a language. So what the Europeans did in our land is to turn us around in order to put us in their own type of education they want us to be. That is why you see in our land today, you see somebody will be posting, I'm a PhD holder because he can speak Queen's English. It is miseducation. Our ancestors were having their education before. That is why they were able to make thatched houses at that time. Yes, there were flaws. Just like the Europeans, just like every other civilization, it has flaws. But as human beings evolve naturally, you mix up with cultures, now you learn. The same way Japanese learn from the Europeans, but they never absorbed their religion. They fought against European religion for 250 years. They made sure to stop it, but they are advanced. Had it been Japanese, we are speaking English or French or any European language and writing ABCD. You will see some people, Japanese, that will be saying, no, the Europeans gave us education. No, Europeans didn't give us education. They give us their own version of education, the one they want us to be. What about we were communicating in our own land before the advent of Europeans? That is why we had the picture writing, we call Colectivity, which afterwards it was a shorthand, being taught in commercial schools before. But all these things were extinct because of the way they want us to be. They don't want they don't want us to go back to anything concerning ourselves. They want us to be dependent on them. So being Europeanized is not a criteria for development. That is the simple reality. Otherwise, China wouldn't have been developed. Many Asian countries wouldn't have been developed. Arabs were also colonized by Europeans, but they never accept their ideology or religious ideology or Christianity. It's only in Africa that they tried, they imposed, they fought very hard in order to put us in a place, in a way where we are today. So, if somebody is telling me that they brought us education, they brought us telephone, no. This smartphone, when did they come? Do you know how many slaves were? Okay, my brother said that, Dr. Donald, he said that they brought us a healthcare. I was laughing when he was saying it. I said, I when a Dibia in our land. Dibia is doctors, and then our people, orthopedics, different types of Dibias in our land. Even when you talk about homeopathic, before they have it, they were given licenses in the Nigeria setting, and they were doing good. I have a friend, he's a homeopathic doctor. In the in our own system, they give you medicine. Well, if we didn't have healthcare, there wouldn't have been something like you or me today, because all of us would have died either of diseases or any type of accident, because no doctor. Before even the Europeans would have come and met an empty space in our land. So this is a very wrong notion that they brought us this, they brought us that. No, it is not the reality. They brought us the type of education they want us to be. And that is what we are suffering today with. So what am I saying? Foreign intervention or imposition in indigenous people's lives is catastrophic. It is highly catastrophic. We can learn from them. We can get something from them as they learned from us. Do you know that it is black people? Benin Empire was exporting soap, ncha, to the Portuguese even before slave trading started, because they were doing businesses before slave trading started. We taught the white people how to wash clean. For your information, these are historical facts, because relegating us to the background that we don't know nothing, our ancestors didn't know nothing, we are doing our ancestors misservice. We should understand that we shall one day become ancestors. That is the reality. So, if we are saying that our ancestors didn't know nothing, this is white people, the Europeans brought everything. It is a missaying. I call it missaying or misinformation, because they have been living. These are the people who brought which we are eating today. How do they know which herb and this and that that will give you this soup? How do you know? How do they brought palm oil? As we are using today, it came from our ancestors. How do we know about swallowing? It is part of us. That is what I'm saying. So when we are talking about going back to our root, some people are taking it out of context that it is something abstract. It is not. We have to go back to who we are. That is what you are saying. We are not attacking your religion or another person's religion. No. What we are saying, our own way of life, that is the basis. When we say IPOB, one family, you know, when our brother is saying that our leader, if he want to do experiment or religious experiment, he will backfire. No, Mazi Nnamdi started this, I call it revolution, because the restoration of Biafra is not going to be like a flag independence of African countries. No, I gave you earlier time the example of American Revolution. Other countries fought for independence, but why is America called American own independence called the revolution? Because they experimented on something new. They revolutionized their brain. They said, no, we are not going to continue on the status quo of where we came from in Europe. That is why it is called the revolution, and it works today, and it is still working. So what am I trying to say? When you say when they do this, when we go to our own altar, for example, because you know they give example of bad things. You know why I say, let me continue saying this. We don't condemn any religion, but we have the right to open up history, so historical facts. And Mazi, I will advise, if you are quoting, there are many things being said on social media for and against. So if you are bringing what you see on social media to this place, it is something that is even, it will cause more because if I start quoting what others are saying about this, about also in social media, everybody has the right to express him or herself. You cannot control people there. The DOS cannot control people there. They will only give order. They will only give advice. And people, if people take it, here on Radio Biafra, things could be controlled. But on the social media, you cannot bring what you hear on social media. After all, our leader, many people insulted him on social media, different things, but you cannot come here on Radio Biafra and insult our leader. Do you see the difference? So when you are bringing what they say, in social media, they are saying many things by different people. So let that one be aside. What they did in our land is something that is, when you talk about it, I want our brother to ask, why did the Pope Francis, why did he go to apologize to indigenous people in Canada? They did it because he knew that the church committed atrocities. The church, which we are part of. You know, I say we are not talking this because from outside. No, we are part of this thing. The church, Pope Nicholas V, he sanctioned, he allowed, he started legally this slavery. That it is right in the sight of God that the black people should be enslaved. That is it. Even in the American country recently, black people cannot mix with white people. Oh, they are Christians. So you cannot tell me that what is done by an institution, it is an institution. Why the Pope never come to Africa to apologize for the atrocities they committed in Africa is because Africans never even understand that atrocities were committed against us. They embrace and say white people bring education, do everything for us. So why should the Europeans, if they are looking at it, they say, these people, if you don't know that somebody committed atrocity or crime against you, how can you even call the cops? Because you didn't know, you didn't recognize, you thought that the person, they brought everything goodies to our land, which is not true. Because they caused many men, they stopped our own civilization. Why are they studying, why all over the world they are studying the Egyptian civilization? Why? The Canaanite civilization. When you think about Egypt, you think it's the demography of Egypt today. No. Egypt, it is the original people that did that. It is the black people. Why are they studying it? in order to understand what happened, how this type of people can have this type of civilization thousands of years back. But some people don't want us to talk about this history, that, in order to praise our ancestors. There was a time, wide west. Everybody, most powerful is the mightiest is the most powerful. He rules. But a time comes, human beings started structuring their lives. Everywhere in the world, it is like that. So it is not something that is synonymous only to Africans that we did this. Yes, we have penalties to people that committed different crimes. There are crimes in our land before that if you commit it, it is sending you to death. The same way you have death penalty in America today. Many European countries have abolished death penalty, but America is still engaging in it. Notwithstanding how civilized America is or claims to be, but America is still engaging in it. Because of what the penalty they are meting out to criminals. There are crimes in our land at the olden times that it involves only paying a fine. Only paying fine. There are those that you become ostracized. That is, you can be in the community, but no person salutes you. If you salute people, they will not answer. You become alone, but in the midst of people, you become alone. If you are in a farm, no person will help you to carry or and help you to put it on your head. That is ostracism. There are some times that they will send you on exile. Maybe you couldn't make it. This is our system of our penal code system. You shouldn't be condemned. As time goes on, civilization, you will be meeting different civilizations, and now you'll be looking at your own. If there's a way you can refine, that is how evolution of human being. So when we say that no, it is European that brought education, it is a missaying or misinformation, because our people, we have been living, and when human beings are living in a group, in a community, which means they have doctors, they have people that make people to survive. We have different things that, institutions, people that settle cases, laws, courts. Do you know that archaeological remains that was discovered in our land, I think in the 1940s, by British scientists? It showed that we Igbo people, we have means of communication, intimacy, and court record that dates back thousands of years back. Do you know what it means? Is that our people, we are settling cases, which means we are living as people in communities. It is not what the white people. Yes, I'm concluding. Yes, it is not what the white people put on record and told us that Landers brothers discovered the mouth of River Niger, Mungo Park discovered the source of River Niger, and we accepted it verbatim. Our ancestors were good for nothing. No, but if you stay 1 week without swallowing with nice egusi or soup, you will not feel fine as an Igbo man. Who brought up all these our ancestors? Why should we accept?
Mazi, your time is up. Your time is up. You've got 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mazi,
Thank you.
Mazi,
Thank you very much
Mazi Donald.
for allowing me. So let me make this comment real clear. It's Mazi Jonathan is really, I misunderstand education versus knowledge. What you're defining is knowledge. You're not defining education. Education is never original. Education did not come to be by natural selection. Education is something that you research, you work on, you practicalize, and you attain something, and then you're able to further share that knowledge. Okay? There's a big difference. I did not say our people did not discover anything, that they were dumb and everything. I never said that. I maintain that the white man brought education to us, and it was beneficial and helped here. All those alternative medicine is also available here in the West. I'm a drug expert. I'm a drug expert, for you to know. So we still practice ancient type of pharmacy or drug production versus the current synthetic ones. It's still available, it's still viable. That is knowledge. Okay, let me prove to you why education is not original. You cited Japan, you cited China. Let me ask you, do you know the reason why there are over 1 million Chinese invading our higher institution here in the US? Do you know the reason why? I will tell you plain and simple. Education. They are stealing our intellectual properties. They are using it to develop their own scientific environment. For the past 40 years, China was not able to build aircraft carrier until they stole intellectual properties that was able to enable them to build aircraft carrier. Now, China have aircraft carriers. At least they have 2 by now. Okay, so you are missing. Hey, this is funny. Education is something people strive for. That knowledge is something you acquire by just chance, by knowing something or somebody transferring knowledge to you. I'm not denigrating our ancestors, and I never will. I only made mention of your ancestors for you to know how it feels when you insult somebody's belief system or somebody believing, and then you expect to be okay, you know. So if Jesus is an insult and an attack, I repeat, if Jesus is an insult and an attack. I'm surprised you're trying to recoin this thing. You're trying to rephrase it. You're trying to make it sound simple and that. That is wrong. No. If I use F on you, is it an attack or an insult? You, Mazi Jonathan, directly. If I say that to you, would you find it funny? So I don't know why you're trying to coin this thing differently. It is derogatory. It is condemnable. It is not acceptable. Period. There's no beating about the bush about that. And talk about sensitization. One of the people that sensitizing things amongst the group of Mazi Jonathan is also even active on Facebook, saying things. The so-called doctor mindset is full of safety and illusion. This type of exhibit on my foot. You see, so people like this are members of DOS. You see, so Mazi Alozie was asking, what is the way forward? So there has to be a clear distinction between we, people that have my mindset, and people that have this kind of mindset. Somebody is still crying wolf. You know, somebody is still crying wolf. If not for this religious thing, we would not be here today. I don't know why you people are not able to accept that fact. Everything was fine. I used to hear sporadically listening on Radio Biafra and take my leave until that blessed day, that insult came. You would never have heard me say anything until that day. F Jesus came out in the air. I was shocked. I was shaking. No, I'm not the only person. Millions of us. You don't want to know how many calls I get here every day. You don't want to know how many messages I get. People hurt, and then you want to trivialize it and say it's nothing. It's not an insult. I'm trying to say that there is a third party talk. No. I don't want to go into all this discussion of education and anything. Okay. I just want to note that inciting words are not blowing the air. Mazi Alozie, you said somebody might be blowing the air. No, there are words that are very inciting, provocative. That was provocative. Yeah. That wasn't a blowing of the air. I got washing house. That's inciting. See, so we see, everybody want to be mindful of what I say. They don't want to be mindful of what they say. How can somebody sit somewhere and you say you're a member of IPEB and I'm actually Biafra, we want to restore Biafra, and you are inciting war, you want to fight me, because of my belief system. You hate me because of my belief system, or you hate me because I said don't disrespect me or neither disrespect me, the person I believe in, just as I respect what you believe in. You see, all these cowards can just do or say anything, but they cannot burn the Quran. They cannot insult Prophet Muhammad. They can't do that. They cannot curse Islam, insult Islam and everything. But you can insult Christianity. When you are seeing, do you know that as we speak, our people are being sold in Saudi Arabia? Our people from Libya and in North Africa, right there in that enclave, they are buying and selling our brothers and sisters to Saudi Arabia and far places in Middle East. And then I'm the person that you want to address Christianity, you want to address religion. No, there are very many wars to be fought. Leave religion alone. Let us not go into all these things. I never denigrated any ancestors, but my declaration is noted. I will not follow the path of their ancestors, because my grandfather, who is now an ancestor, worshipped idol, abandoned it because it wasn't profitable for him. You cannot deny my experience with Jesus Christ. Many people may not have experienced that Jesus in their life. I have physically, practically, my whole family have physically, practically experienced Jesus. And we know what he has done in our life. We know that he is God. At the mention of the name, things happen. Okay? You cannot deny my experience. How are you going to enlighten me to deny my experience of Jesus Christ?
Okay,
in the name of white man God.
Dr. Donald, your time is up. Yeah. Now,
how are you go to time I shall fly? The question in before I say Jack, did you say
no. Yeah, you see, when you go saying things, you don't know how fast it goes. But I'll do it from him when your time is short. But if you take extra 1 or 2 minutes,
I know. I'm just playing.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Okay. Now, both of you should listen to this, because our Biafrans, the world should listen to this, because we've been dabbling on religion, your belief, and all that stuff. The way the world sees us has a lot to do with what we are battling with today. Our inability to face our problems. This is from Xi Jinping, the former president of China. We are talking about religion and our belief. That was what I told you people here, and this is where I asked you that question. The only thing black man has inherited from Arab and European colonization is the religion that he practices. And that's exactly what colonizers...
I'm here.
I didn't hear you. I think you cut off for maybe 1 minute. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you repeat, Mazi Alozie? Okay, repeat what you said.
This is from Xi Jinping, former president of China. This is what he said, and I want both of you to listen to it carefully, because it has very big bearing as to the discussion we are having today. The only thing the black man has inherited from Arab and European colonization is the religion that he practices, and that's exactly what the colonizers wanted. Notice that in black countries, the education is a disaster, the administration is corrupt, health is deplorable, but religion is doing wonderfully well. Black people rebels against everything except religion. They even think they are more religious than those who brought them this concept, and that the colonizers are not good Christians. Black people even claimed themselves to be the original race of which Jesus Christ has descended. This is how far black people's stupidity can go. Notice that any society that is full with superstitions, religious indoctrination, lack of education, and nationalism is always ridden with violence. This is what we experience today. And this is why we are here. This is the way people see us, but we don't see ourselves that way. Mazi Jonathan, you got your own cut on this, Mazi?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and talk about it.
Yes. What you said, what you read now, is it not what we are hearing here? Very unfortunate, but it's true. Because, like Mazi Donald said, he tried to remove himself or themselves. Let me put it like this. Exonerate ourselves in the religion, in Christianity, that those that brought the religion, they didn't do it well. So we are the people. These people, they know something. You understand? That is the way they see us. Now, going to what Mazi said about education and knowledge, education is something that you can gather. You get knowledge through education. It doesn't matter whether formal or informal. You go to Alaba International Market, you see some people, our people there, they didn't go to school to study how to buy and sell, how to multiply wealth. No. But it's education. The Hagarame boy is part of education. There is a formal and informal. What our brother think that is education is when you come to school, assignment now, laptop, now you start doing it. That time you're an educator. No. We have even informal education in our families, by our parents, because that is the first thing. Now, when our brother is always going to this fact, or somebody said this about this, it makes me start reading. I cannot, because why should this thing come? Because it's a story. It's a story. It was a story being told, just like you are telling a story. You, Mazi Donald, you are saying something, making reference. Oh, this person said this. Does it mean that you are saying it to the public? That is a question where I want us to go, because I want us to go structured argument, not your emotion. You can have experience with God or with anything you believe. There is no problem about it. Nobody is disputing. But the talk I want us to always take is, what has this thing done to our collectivity? That is my point. If you are talking about your personal interest or personal experience, how the religion is good, how the thing you believe is very good for you, it made you to be this personal, that's fine. But when you see somebody fighting against IPOB, even the Ekperima, fighting, doing some things that is anti-IPOB, you have to also don't attack him also, because he's getting something for what he's doing. It is his own private interest. So I'm not talking about our private experience or interest. No. It is when you go to our land, you see the gullibility. You see how, like what happened, what made the people not to come out in order to protest against the daylight robbery of election. You see their pastors in their various churches and mosques, we tell them, no, everything is God's way. Do you see how the religious leaders came and, put people into a sedative situation? They sedate people. No,
yes, and that's very stupid, and that's really terrible of them. That's terrible of the people. I'm a Christian, but I do not partake in that madness.
Allow me, let me. Yeah. So, no, all these things are the same. It is going the same, because these are the gullibility. They make the people to believe God will come down from heaven, do miracle everywhere. Do not fight for what belongs to you. But it made people don't understand the importance of government. That it is the government that does all this thing or should do this thing. We all should be participants. You have to fight for good governance. These religions, Islam, Christianity, made people to be gullible. I'm telling you. Now, when you talk about Chinese coming to America, the same way Americans went to other places, even including China, in order to steal some knowledge. Knowledge is intertwined. It is not one-sided. Remember, the Germans. Germany, first of all, tried to construct nuclear bomb. Do you know that? They stole it from Germany. America stole it from Germany. If these are historical facts, when the World War II also finished, Germany and other Western countries, including Russia and France and England, they started scavenging for, scientists, German scientists. You understand? Because they are looking for knowledge. Knowledge, you can get it not only in the classroom, you can get it anywhere. You see people that in our land, they go do boy for golden thread as a mechanic. They became genius. But if you tell them theoretically to explain it, they don't even know how to write ABC. But they are genius in what they are doing. That is knowledge. So you can never remove or distinguish between education and knowledge. Education, you get knowledge through education. It doesn't matter through which means. That is what we are saying. So our people, our ancestors, we disallowed the Europeans stopped the knowledge or the education of our ancestors, impacting it onto us. There is something I posted on my timeline, Facebook timeline, about this Carl Benz, the owner of Mercedes-Benz today, 2023 model. But look at that photo. It is the first four-wheel drive. The first, I think in early 19th century, 1880 something. You understand? This man started with a three-wheel. It became developed as time goes on. Other people put their inputs in order to develop that technology from generation to generation. So it is not something, America is not the source of knowledge. No. Remember, without France, there would be nothing like America. You go and make your researches. France helped the Americans, the colonialists, in order to defeat Britain. So education, it is something that is international. They came to Africa, they learned many things. Even, do you know, before the coming of the Europeans, our people have been heavy, also. Black people are experts, we are experts in smithing. To the extent in our land, Oka you are hearing today, Oka also, is also, but we are not allowed, because of colonialism and the things that came with it, including religion, we are subjugated into stopping it. Somebody now will go to enter into Christianity, and they told him, because they know how to disarm us, they now turn him into a catechist. Instead of continuing what he was doing and impacting knowledge, they will now demonize it and say, no, this thing you are doing, they know what they are doing. That is why they made us to be dependent on them. That is why I gave you the example of the Asians, including Japanese. Japan, they are not a Christian country. Chinese are not Christian countries. But they are doing things. They are developing. How did they develop? Through their own system. That is what I'm asking. Why shouldn't we go through that way? If it is impossible that we must, because it is the foreign Islam and Christianity has come, he has invaded us. You acknowledge with me that they came through killing. It is a known fact. It is not something that was a sweet. No, they didn't bring chocolate. No. They imposed everything. In America, they exterminated almost all the indigenous people in America, the Christians, in order to live in the land they are in today. That is it. These are historical facts. So if we are talking about it, it is not an insult or attacking. These are historical facts. You will see people talking about, not only us even, you will see white people talking about all these things. Mazi Alozie have said it now. He have read one of the writings of the Chinese leader. You understand? That is the reality. We should be original. That is what it means. That is what the essence of what we are preaching on Radio Biafra. And Mazi, what I will advise is, I myself, if we are talking now, I start seeing comments. There are people that are for, and those that are, against me, or maybe against what you are saying, or abusing. I don't care. It's not personal. Mazi, if all these things are personal, Mazi Nnamdi should have stopped since. Because at the early time, people were calling Mazi Nnamdi openly and telling him that you are a criminal. He endured all these things. That is consistency, because he knows what he wants. And today he has risen millions of people up. So when we talk about the evil that the colonial masters brought to us, it is not attacking them, it is reality. And this consistent talking is what made the Pope to go and apologize to the indigenous Canadians. Why didn't you talk about it? Why did the Pope go and apologize to the indigenous Indians? Why did the Pope Nicola V sanction the killing of us, me and you, our ancestors, to take our position, what we are suffering today? Why don't, how many times have we ever heard about England or all these Christian countries, so to say, European Christian countries, talking about the killing of Christians? They sold us to the hands of other people. Let me give you an example. Let me tell you something. When in the early 18th century, 17 something, the Fulanis, when they took their jihadism to the Jalonkes, I've said it in my platform. The Jalonkes, first of all, they went through as headsmen. They came from up and entered into where you call Guinea Conakry today. The indigenous people, they were Muslims before the arrival of these people. Many of them were Muslims, but they were converted through trading. It wasn't through jihadism. You understand? So when these people, when they accommodated the headsmen, think, oh, we are brothers. What is your name? Ibrahim. They say, okay, we are Muslims like you. They accommodated them. Now, before you know, within a small time, they started bringing in their troops, other Fulanis, the jihadists, in order to conquer and take over their land. The thing surprised the Jalonkes. He surprised them. They say, but how come we are Muslims? These people now came to kill us, to take our land. How can a Muslim do to the fellow Muslim like this? You know what they did? They did a mass renunciation of Islam in their communities. And what I'm telling you is a historical fact. And it worked also. Because they say, how can these people we accommodated in our land as our fellow Muslims be killing us like this? So why shouldn't we think? Why should Britain? We know right from the onset of Nigeria's setting, Britain sold us to give preponderance to the Fulani, to the Sokoto Caliphate. But we are Christians. They are the people that converted us to Christianity. Why is it so? So, had it been these people are defending us, even internationally, they come and talk, look at the Rohingya, is it the Burmese Rohingya Muslim? They were being defended right from Saudi Arabia to every Islamic war. And that is why you are hearing it everywhere. And the different things have been, different. They are talking against Burma because of this, giving sanctions. Why can't they do it for in our own case? Can't we think? Why should we allow our personal interests and emotions to overcome our collectivity? That is where I stand. It is not about me. It is not about only you or Mazi Alozie. Oh, the experience I have. So if all of us are going into extinct, that is not as long as I am okay now, the thing is okay. No, that shouldn't be the mentality which we are having. If that is the mentality, we shouldn't be even fighting against those that are against IPOB and Igbo people that are benefiting from Nigeria. Many are benefiting from Nigeria. But when they look at it, they say, overall, look at how we are disenfranchised. It doesn't matter. Yeah, as a people, they disenfranchise us. Our people in Lagos. Do you think it's normal? No person comes to our aid. Yes, during the war, some people can say, oh, Caritas came. It is individual, a group. Why can't they stop this? Why didn't they stop this being proactive, stop and resolve our problem as their own Christian brothers and sisters? But they are not doing it, and you want us to continue playing politics with it and say, no, that is the exposition we are making. We are not attacking. If what we are exposing now, England, they'll say, no, we are attacking them because of Christianity. Do you know every month how much that is going from the miserable people in our land to the Church of England? Whereas England, they organize that religion, that overall European Christianity, now they indigenize it. Instead of Pope crowning the King of England. It becomes the King of England. I mean, it becomes the Archbishop of Canterbury to crown the King of England. That is smart people. That is why I call for people dialogue. It happened in Europe. What we are doing today, it is historic because it is not personal. We shouldn't take things personal. Oh, it is affected. Once you touch it for me. Without us, there will be no me. Without us, there will be no you. Because the way they take us is the way they take you. Dangote cannot travel with a Nigerian international passport because he's seen a renowned worldwide billionaire. But it doesn't matter. Once they see that Nigerian passport, you are in a soup. So he cannot continue going through the embarrassment because it is us, it is the people that covers individual. So let us remove this, oh, I have personal experience. Some people will be telling you, don't worry, I have personal experience with Nigeria. Why do we need Biafra? We don't need Biafra because Nigeria is good for me. So if they are good for me, it's okay for all of us. No, we take stock of our own situation, our lives as a people. These religions, they are dividing us. That is why I'm calling for what they did in Europe. We can do it. We are human beings. Let us not be running away from things like this debates. Or Mazi Alozie said he faced IPOB. He structured IPOB to face problems. If we are incapable of facing problems, we would have fallen. IPOB would have scattered. We don't say, oh, because this thing is difficult, we cannot do it. No, we can do it and start talking. The first council of Nicaea in 325 AD, it took many months for them. They were shouting at each other, they were doing different things, shouting, but after all, they came to a consensus. That is what makes progressive people, not running away from the difficulty and say, no, it is impossible, we cannot do it. No, how do you think you can do it? If it is like that, how do you think that Biafra will be restored? Considering the enormity of enemies we have, considering it, because if it is just a flag independence like others, we will be playing through Nigerian politics, playing France, doing that. But no, it is not that. Mazi Nnamdi have been saying it. We are engaged in revolution that starts with mental revolution, so that we be thinking in another way, so that the critical thinking Mazi Nnamdi has been preaching. That is what we imbibe. It doesn't matter how we think that it is a no-go area. We think about it and reason. That is what we preach here on Radio Biafra. So any other thing they are preaching in any other place, social media is infinite, has 8 billion people in this planet Earth. 8 billion people is not a child's play. Any person can. You are looking at what is happening in. What about what is happening in Bangladesh? On social media. What about what others have? There are many billions of things happening on social media. So why can we be swayed instead of focusing on what the official stand of IPOB? That is what Mazi Nnamdi has been. So I don't believe that this religious discussion is going to bring any disunity. If we believe like that, which means other things can bring disunity also. Because tomorrow another person got no, don't say this, it will bring disunity. He will form his own group and start fighting. We give leeway. Before you know it is stifling. So I don't believe in not facing the problem. We face the problem. You have the right to come and I don't attack. Personal attack, I don't do it. I don't insult. If you listen to my programs on Radio Biafra, we don't attack. I don't attack. I don't insult. So the same way, if we are going on social media, there are many attacks, there are many personal issues that are going on. That is not my problem. Even if somebody on social media calls me a monkey, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people will inbox me, they tell you this, I laugh over it. It doesn't affect me because what we are fighting for, it is our collectivity. If it is individualism, I bet you will not come out to even talk. We will not be doing what we are doing. Maybe you might not know me until you die. I might not even know who you are until I die. But we have a focus. And that knot, we continue cracking it because the restoration of Biafra is about putting many things right. If we go like this with the gullibility that we have in our land, it will be highly problematic even to make a law that to govern our people will be ungovernable because there will be no value system. Do you know that if had it been we are divided religiously the way we are today, it was like that in 1967 to 1970. I'm telling you, we wouldn't have even withstood the war for 1 month even. That's my own view. Because people will be divided. That time, our people were not okay. Our people were not even divided like now. Because mostly that time people were one religion, mostly Catholic. You know, and Anglican, maybe few Catholic, mostly Anglican. So, you know, and Roman and a Jew. So that is the thing. Now we are divided. To the extent you go to marry, they will ask you, Catholic, CMS. Is that what we should not confront in our land?
You're gonna give Donald a talk. There will you. Donald, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Mazi Jonathan, there are things I need to bring to your notice. For example, you are misapplying some certain things when you talk about the coming of the white man and the exploits. You are mixing politics.
Yes? Donald, I read something. I read something from ex-Chinese president Xi Jinping, and I wanted you to comment on that. If you want me to read it again, I'll read it.
Oh, I will comment on it. I heard what you. I understood what you read.
Okay, go ahead.
So my point is this: you are mixing politics with religion and economic interests. These are three different things. The people that brought religion to us are not the people that killed us. They are people that came for personal interest, which is economic interest, and to dominate and to do whatever they choose to us. You see, so don't mix those things together. I will never remove my personal experience as a Christian from my life. You can't take that away. When you are trying to downplay that, then that means you are intruding into my private religious belief system or belief system, or to take away people's interest, what they believe in, or what they intend to believe in, or what they practice. No, nobody have that. We are not in China. Only Chinese is the only Chinese Communist Party that have the ability to control their people and take them away from religion and everything. However, Christianity has penetrated China, and there's nothing they can do about it, because the gospel must be preached to all the ends of the earth. Then Jesus will come. So don't trivialize my experience. Don't think it's nothing. Let's not talk about it. It's nothing. Let us talk about this other thing. You know, you will agree with me that the Pope's activity don't rhyme with me, because I'm not a Catholic. He can do whatever he likes. That is why I still don't want to, because I don't want to do that. You see, so the Pope's activity didn't affect me. It's not my business. He chooses to do whatever he did. If you are also apologize for me, now I'm not apologize to Adam. That's his business or his calling or what he chooses to do. I am a Christian. Experience with Jesus. I know what he has done for me in my life. No man, no woman can take that away from me. And likewise, millions of Biafrans. And that is why we're saying, please, let us eschew, or let us stay away this from our religious sentiments and our belief systems, and then embrace Biafra, which is our religion. That is what I didn't come to Biafra IPOB to do what I'm doing right now. This is not my calling. I didn't come to do this. It was provocation. If somebody else somewhere did not deem it fit to attack me because of my belief system or attack the person I believe in, I will not be in this debate with you today. So, okay, instead of you trying to debate or restructure whatever has been broken in our system, why don't you face the people that you are angry at? Why face us in IPOB? Why? What's the point? So already we have formed our ideology, and nobody can take that away from us. So you are engaging in a futile fight, a fight that will never, or a course that will never bring you any positive result. It's never going to happen. I am not a prophet to prophesy to you that Mazi Jonathan now, I'm telling you practically, it's not going to work. So you believe in yourself that it's going to work, but I know of a fact that it will never work. So why embark on it? Why? You can accuse white man forever. You can accuse anybody forever. That is not going to change people's ideology. And now let me make reference to Xi Jinping's comment on religion. Yes, for example, himself, he does not believe in anything. He's an atheist. Most Chinese don't believe in anything, and it's the government that forces them not to believe in anything anyway. So, him speaking from a perspective of a non-believer, somebody who has no religion, somebody that don't believe in anything, so he's entitled to his opinion. Most religious entities believe in what they believe in because they believe something comes, or something good or something positive come out of what they believe in. For example, myself, something good, I enjoy Jesus Christ, has given me life and given me wonderful children and wonderful family. I'm happy, and he has placed me on a pedestal that no man can take away from me. So I love him for what he has done for me, not only for what he has done, I love him because he loved me. You see, so you can't take that away from anybody. You cannot take that away. No amount of sensitization that's going to change people's ideology. It's like we always say Biafra is an ideology, you can't fight it. The more you fight it, the more you waste your time. Same thing is applicable to religion. More so my breakdown to my Christian faith. Same thing. You cannot fight our ideology. Let it go. It's a futile attempt. You can't make it. Jesus didn't make it. Nobody else did. People do whatever they like. Even when God said, if you do this, you end up here. You do it. People still go ahead and do what they feel. They didn't feel it. We have capital punishment, yet people punishment law prevented people from committing capital offenses. The answer is capital no. So why do you want to create a rift where there is none? Yes, Mazi Alozie make comment that yes, we will have to address issues and everything. He said that in a passing, and I played what he said again. Everybody is free to worship who or he chooses to worship. It is fact. It is clearly stated, clearly declared. I mean, he declared it. You see, so why are we strangulating ourselves for? Why do you want to bring religious activities or discourse in our midst when you know it's a sensitive issue and it can create division? Why? You see, so for me, I want peace. I want to be in the same organization with my fellow brothers and sisters and face Biafra, which is my religion tentatively as I speak. Biafra is my religion. Why don't we, the rest people, take it like I declared it now, that Biafra is my religion? Let's face it, and let us face it squarely, and eschew other beliefs or other activities or other things. How hard is that? Xi Jinping's opinion will not change me. He is not a Christian. He is not a Muslim. He is nothing. He believes in nothing. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I know what Jesus Christ has done for me. So Xi Jinping cannot deny my experience. I don't care if he's a world leader or whatever he is. That is his personal opinion. His opinion will never sway my belief system because I have an experience. And no man can take that away from me or anybody else that have the same faith or practice the same, have the same belief system like myself. You see, so why are we doing this? Why are we trying to stoke fire where there is none? If you want to go back to the way of your ancestors, beginning from your house and propagate it and practice it. Don't begin to castigate. I would rather even tolerate if you begin to espouse the so-called going back to our roots. I will embrace that because you are reaching out to Biafrans. You are trying to communicate your belief system to Biafrans if they can accept you. But what I will not accept is you criticizing others when also the so-called roots, going back to roots thing you believe in, is not even foolproof. It's not perfect. Where is the template where it has been displayed that it worked? Where? You are telling me stories of the old and everything. Who witnessed those things? Where are the evidences? I mean, where is it? Where is the record to store? I mean, don't tell me stories. I mean, tell people practicality of events or things that took place, not stories. You see? So, and like I told you, you can preach your belief system out in the radio. I won't have a problem with it because you are preaching your father's kingdom. It's like me attacking a Muslim for preaching Islam. Why on earth will I do that? Why? It's not possible. Or I'm attacking a Muslim that stop doing this because that you people behead people, you rape people. Why would I attack such people? If people believe them, they embrace whatever they believe. If people believe them, they accept their belief system. If not, they move on. Why trying to erode? Why do that? So I'm coming from that perspective. I don't believe that anybody should interject in anything we do in IPOB. IPOB is a political movement, and Biafra is our religion. Anybody trying to espouse something else is doing it on our own, his or own this thing. That's my belief, and only to articulate it. Anybody and everybody is free to worship whoever they choose. Why go back on that? Why try to antagonize? Okay, if the Christians, you claim the white man, you claim Rome, Pope, and the British. Which are we not fighting the British today for what they're doing to us? Let us face it. We are fighting Nigerians. We are fighting Britain. Of course, we are antagonizing every foreign influence on Biafran people. Isn't that what we're doing? Why don't we face it? Do we have what it takes to deter Britain militarily as we speak? The answer is no. So, but why don't we focus on getting knowledge? And I also want to make one last comment here. I try to dig up the meaning of education. And let me read it very clear. It says, education is the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. That is the practical meaning of education. Okay? So, I don't know, too many people misconstrue this word with knowledge. No, although knowledge is, anyway, it's interchangeable, but there's a clear distinction. Education is education. Nobody can change that fact. China stole intellectual properties from US and they are able to develop. They are developing at a rapid pace, and there is even a prediction that within 10 years they will catch up with US in everything. Why? Because they have been able to steal our intellectual and technological properties. See, likewise, many other countries. Why do you think you have spies in different countries? They spy to collect intellectual properties. So, education is not original. Education is not what grows inside of you as knowledge. No, knowledge is something natural. Everybody, we all have knowledge, but you only develop it by acquiring skill. That's a big difference. Okay, so let's not mix this thing. So yes, our people, our ancestors, they did great, wonderful, they did very well. Just as they discovered Ofolugu, also was the same way. A white man, British man, discovered sandwich and made sandwich out of whatever. You see, so those are things that should not even come into our discourse, you know, because they are trivial. You see, so for me, I want to move forward in this movement, in our movement, and moving forward is to take out everything and anything and everything religion. And I'm glad the DOS, especially HOD, did the right thing by asking us to taper down on our religious discussion, because it's bad. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. You might offend me by my expose. I might expose you on my broadcast. We might offend or insult ourselves indirectly or directly as a result of that. So why do we want to engage in something that will bring division? Why? The problem we are having today as Biafrans did not start in this time, this 10 years old IPOB of 12 years or 13 years, 15 years IPOB has been in existence. You want to take it out today? You want to eradicate that? I asked you how you're going to approach. You didn't give me anything tangible. So why don't you want to embark on something that is not practically possible? Why? It's not going to happen. God himself in the Bible did not force any man to serve him. Almighty that created us in the first place. He still gave you your free will to choose. He said, I'll give you life and death. Choose life that you may live. Period. You see, so God did not even force you or force me to serve him as God because he created me. No. He still gave you free will to make that choice. So who is anybody to want to dictate to us what we should serve and how we should follow this and follow that road, and then Biafra will be heaven on earth? There is never going to be heaven on earth. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's biblical. Everything that we are seeing today is as a result of a prophecy that has been said somewhere in the Bible. It is written. So how far are we going with this? Why do we want to stir up the honestness? I mean, the nest when there's no cause to do that? Why? Okay. There's no reason to do that. You see? So, my brother, I will encourage you to have some other discussion. And religion is a dangerous thing. I will not lie to you. If I go to Biafra land, I will be armed. Don't think I will not be armed. Anybody anybody.
You are already
I'm telling you that. If somebody will tell me I will be armed. Don't think I'm going to Biafra land without anything. I will be armed. Let us address it. Don't say it is social media thing and don't play it and don't think it is nothing. After all, people listen to what you people say and they try to implement it. When somebody says I got power money, other people say yes, I got power stars. So that means he is getting a recruiter. And you're telling me it's social media. No, I take those words seriously. And when I go to Biafra, I'm going to be armed. I'm serious. I'm not anything more armed now.
Period. You should make your closing statement. For one thing, before Donald, IPOB is not a political movement. We don't play politics. And another point I'll play is this: when they say anything social in the social media, let them say it in the social media, not in IPOB radio. We don't engage in that. If somebody is making threats on you, face that person squarely. Don't do it as if it's associated with IPOB. Those are social medias, and that's the way it should be directed. And that is that point I'm trying to make with we've been here for a very long time. I thought we were going to get some calls, but I think okay, should see if people can call in on Sochima's program, and that's why you should take 5 minutes to make your closing arguments. Then I'll make a remark, and then we'll end the program. Mazi Jonathan, go ahead. Mazi Jonathan.
Yes, sorry, I was speaking, but my microphone was, I didn't know I muted my mic. What I have to say is this. I keep pointing out, you know, here we are not forcing on Radio Biafra. You know, people continue making these erroneous assertions. I know it's when emotion enters, misunderstood, misinterpreted on one thing or the other. You know, because of emotions. Nobody is dictating anything. Nobody is dictating for every part. Here, this is a Radio Biafra station where you our leader started this after morning program and evening program. He opens the line so that people will call. Our leader can learn from our people too, from the statements of our people, and our people learn from our leader. It is an interaction. It is not a dictation. I don't know where this mentality. How is it dictating? How is it attacking your emotion? Right? It makes me, I cannot understand it. So okay, we will be done, but we will not talk. Oh, let us not talk. Every day we come on Radio Biafra, we start shouting, Biafra will come, Biafra will come, Biafra will come. We want to restore Biafra, Biafra will come. And that's it. That's the preaching. Radio Biafra instituted by our leader. It involves teaching and suggestions of different kinds. There is no insult. There has never been insult on a group of people. Our leader was questioned directly by, I think, a Chinese television journalist. He said this. If it's even part of what Mazi Donald played. Even Sultan of Sokoto, when Biafra comes, Sultan of Sokoto can come. If he's being persecuted, he can come to Biafra land to take refuge. Oh yes, he can practice anything, but we should have a bedrock of our system. That is it. Somebody cannot come in the streets of New York and start shouting with my megaphone. Say he's preaching Islam, or say he's preaching Christianity, disturbing people. That is their value. But in Nigeria, you have all these things. It's anarchy. You must structure something. It is not dictating. There's a way our brother is talking. I cannot say you cannot dictate. There's nobody that is dictating. Here on Radio Biafra, we preach. We allow people to ask questions. But when you come on air in order to attack, personal attack, that is where you say no. It cannot go like that. That is the personal attack. You make your view like many times some people will come say, what this person say is not a, I said no, this is not it. It's not allowed. Make your opinion, even if it's contrary opinion, there is no problem. So the restoration of Biafra, it involves teachings and preachings and learnings of all sorts. Education, it involves knowledge, skill, development gained from study or practice. That is education. It must not be going to, like he read, going to university or secondary school or tertiary education. No, you can get education from anything. You can get educated from anything. Now people will even sit down and learn from in YouTube. That is education. It must not be in teacher, you go to school. No. So what am I trying to say? In Radio Biafra, Mazi Alozie established Radio Biafra as a citadel where you can learn, where you can also teach others, because knowledge is not one-sided. Our brother is trying to put it as if America started with the citadel of knowledge. No, where Chinese came to steal. No. There are things that also is vice versa. There are things that America stole from other places. For your information, not only America, it is like that. China stole from different places also. That is how the world is. That is how the world is. It is not one-sided. Because America, there was a time France was the backbone of America.
Yeah, Mazi Jonathan, I want to be out of here. Mazi Jonathan, I want to be out of here in about 8 minutes. So
okay.
Sum up.
What I'm trying to, let me conclude. Just 1 minute. What I'm trying to say here is this: we should never shy away from debate. I don't know, people are emotional. Some people are emotional. I'm not. We should never shy away from debate. Debate makes you learn. You learn from each other. We learn from each other. I learn from you, you learn from me. In one way or the other. No person knows it all. That is what Radio Biafra is all about. For us to establish, restore a vibrant nation. If there is a no-go area of Biafra restoration, when Biafra comes, it will remain a no-go area and it will become our weak point. I am making it clear. It will become our weak point through which people will be supported to bring down the development in Biafra land. That is what I'm saying. So let the debate continue. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mazi Donald. Let us stop being personal. Thank you.
Yeah, Mazi Donald, your closing statement.
Thank you, fellow Biafrans. My point is this: Mazi Jonathan, there's a mistake he made. I think he misunderstood me. I never said that the U.S. is all-knowing, is a well of or center of education. Rather, I only differentiated education. The white man brought education, and education, all is significant. It's all important. They brought healthcare. You can't deny or dispute it. If you try to deny or dispute it, that's your own call. So that's a part. That's a part. Now, Mazi Jonathan said, let us not be emotional. So he forgot that it was emotion that made him hang up on me, because he felt that I insulted the ancestors, but he never saw that somebody insulted Jesus. And then for him, for me saying what I said means that I'm emotional, whereas him hanging up on me is not being emotional. You see, that is misunderstanding right there. You see, so Mazi, I don't have any problem with anybody, but all I know is this: I will defend my faith spiritually and physically. If anybody make him, I will do something, period. So that's for me on my personal level. So, but then at the same time, I love Biafrans, I love everybody. I just want us to continue in the peace that we had before this religious debate came in. We were peaceful. We had a common enemy. We had common goal. We had common vision until the religion issue came up. And then we started casting aspersion on each other. You see, so if my brother is not able to see that religious debate or religious accusation or religious comments that are sensitive, very loaded, can be disturbing, well, I'm sorry, I can't change that. I can't force anybody to change. But all I know for a fact, religion is a thing that anybody and everybody should stay away from, because it is not healthy. We have diverse belief system. We have diverse people believe in diverse things, and people after even believing in the same thing, people interpret it differently, and they apply it also differently. You see, so it's a complex issue that we should eschew. We should avoid it totally, because it's not healthy. I wouldn't be here now if everything was normal and the religious activity or religious debate didn't come up, So, but whoever is doing whatever, keep on doing what you're doing, but check what you do. If what you're doing is constructive or effective, check yourself. Check yourself if you know if what you're doing is constructive or effective. So, it's left for you to decipher. If you know that your activities are not helping you, is bringing division to IPOB, please stop it. Thank you, Mazi. I want to thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi Alozie, for giving me this opportunity. I also want to thank Mazi Jonathan for participating in this debate. The debate will continue for and against until we finally come to a full knowledge of what we believe in and who we are. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mazi Jonathan, thank you. Mazi Donald, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mazi.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. We must continue. Biafra remains our ultimate religion. That is it. So thank you very much for listening. And bye.
Thank you. That is the end of this discussion. It's a discussion, and let me tell all of you, this program will continue, and when I sign off, those that want to call in will call in on Sochima's program and express their views. But based on this discussion, you see that we are in a situation where we create problems for ourselves. The problems are not intentional. They are hidden time bombs that we must face. If you see the mode of the discussion, it's like pro and against Christianity. And when you say pro and against Christianity, they all have their points. You cannot sandwich Christians, and you cannot sandwich those that don't believe. And if you go by what the Christians, those Christian churches are doing, then you tend to get angry. It is their responsibility to clean up what they have muddied up. They are the ones holding Biafra from coming. Biafra is our religion. Those that say they are Christians are watching Christians being murdered every day, our homes being burned. Those that say they are Christians, I'm not talking about Biafran Christians, I'm talking about European Christians, are watching, and they are not speaking. They are not saying anything. I just want to draw the fine line. With this discussion, I think the DOS have given a clear timeline as to what to do with this discussion. Let us bury it. We know where we stand. Don't criticize Christians. Don't criticize non-Christians. Our religion is Biafra. We must not lose focus. We are not going to lose focus. Just like the Muslims will die over their religion. What are we doing to foster ours? It will not be done through lack of knowledge. Some people express some the opinions, and yes, in normal circumstance, things can go certain ways. But when something is happening, it's like the devil quoting the Bible. You know it's the devil that is quoting the Bible. A thief can quote the Bible. A thief can go and steal and say, God help me. They're all using the name of God. It is a lesson we have to learn. And that is the way we're going to end this program. We'll be on the air again tomorrow. I got a note from that they'll have calling at Sochima's program. So you can carry on with this discussion there. But for all I know, I've been opportunity to hold this discussion in lieu of what the DOS And the leadership said, this religious thing must be toned down and let us face our enemies. Thanks to all of you for listening. Have a nice day. For listening. Have a nice day.
Point. This is an aberration. I mean, you don't attack Nigerian Defense Academy and kill officers and get away with it.
Yeah.
The last time I was in NDA was in 2017. I went to carry out an investigation by the Minister of Defense. I wanted me to check what is going on with the training and the security environment there. I remember I spent about a week at NDA with the commandant and with the staff, you know. But something struck me, and that was every Friday, the gate of NDA is thrown open, and everybody have access to come and pray in the mosque. And I want to actually enjoin journalists to go to all military formations across the country on Friday by 1 o'clock. You are going to see the same thing happening across all military formations, including Naval Training Command Papa, including the division in Ibadan, including NDA, including Jaji. I was in Jaji in 1994 for my junior division. And every Friday, our gate is thrown open. And everybody comes in to pray in our mosque. Even though they have their mosque outside. If you go to Defense Headquarters, I serve at Defense Headquarters as the Deputy Director, Defense Administration between 2015 and 2017. Throughout my 2 years at Defense Headquarters, I received visitors only twice because of the strict security architectures at the Defense Headquarters. But every Friday, the gate of Defense Headquarters is thrown wide open for everybody to come in and do Jumat. That is the time the terrorists have the time to profile our security environment.
Has that always been the case?
It has always been the case. I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is